the night. Pieces fit just right. Heartbeats taking flight. In the morning light. Piece by piece we go. With each step we grow. Together we know. Puzzling joy will show. How in joy will show. Eight hands flying fast. Colors brightly clash. Pieces locked they mash. Time you cannot dash. Edge and corner find. Patterns in your mind. Joy in each line signed. Erase it, you'll not mind. Piece by piece we go. With each step we grow.
I am. What do you want? I'm busy.
Together we know. Puzzling joy will show. Laughter fills the air.
I mean, I don't.
Friends beyond compare. Pictures start to pair. Love and fun we share. Piece by piece we go. With each step we grow. Together we know. Puzzling joy will show. Laughter fills the air. Friends beyond compare. Pictures start to pair. Love and fun we share. Late into the night. Pieces fit just right. Heartbeats taking flight. In the morning light. Piece by piece we go. With each step we grow. Together we know. Puzzling joy will show. How in joy will show. Eight hands flying fast. Colors brightly clash. Pieces locked they mash. Time you cannot dash. Edge and corner find. Patterns in your mind. Joy in each line signed. Erase it, you'll not mind. Piece by piece we go. With each step we grow. Together we know. Puzzling joy will show. Laughter fills the air. Friends beyond compare. Pictures start to pair. Love and fun we share. Piece by piece we go. With each step we grow. Together we know. Puzzling joy will show. Laughter fills the air. Friends beyond compare. Pictures start to pair. Love and fun we share. Late into the night, pieces fit just right. Heartbeats taking flight. In the morning light, piece by piece we go. With each step we grow. Together we know. Puzzling joy will show. How in joy will show. Will show. Joy will show. Joy will show. Eight hands flying fast. Colors brightly clash. Pieces locked they mash. Time you cannot dash. Edge and corner find. Patterns in your mind. Joy in each line signed. Erase it, you'll not mind. Piece by piece we go. With each step we grow. Together we know. Puzzling joy will show. Laughter fills the air. Friends beyond compare. Pictures start to pair. Love and fun we share. Piece by piece we go. With each step we grow. Together we know. Puzzling joy will show. Laughter fills the air. Friends beyond compare. Pictures start to pair. Love and fun we share. Late into the night, pieces fit just right. Heartbeats taking flight. In the morning light, piece by piece we go. With each step we grow. Together we know. Puzzling joy will show. How in joy will show. Will show. Joy will show. Joy will show. Eight hands flying fast. Colors brightly clash. Pieces locked they mash. Time you cannot dash. Edge and corner find. Patterns in your mind. Joy in each line signed. Erase it, you'll not mind. Piece by piece we go. With each step we grow. Together we know. Puzzling joy will show. Laughter fills the air. Friends Friends beyond compare. Pictures start to pair. Love and fun we share. Piece by piece we go. With each step we grow. Together we know. Puzzling joy will show. Laughter fills the air. Friends beyond compare. Pictures start to pair. Love and fun we share. Late into the night. Pieces fit just right. Heartbeats taking flight. In the morning light.
Phones are on. Turn my camera on. All right, good morning everybody and welcome to EJJ number 118. Hello. Hope you're all feeling really excited for two 500-piece puzzles. We're just starting a bit later today because we are actually being filmed. So I'll just put myself up on the screen so you can see that better, and also Fruji as well. So this is Torsten, the husband of Fruji. He's going to be filming a video for Fruji's YouTube channel, which you can see maybe in a couple of weeks. Fruji is downstairs at the in our downstairs apartment. She's going to be competing in the competition, and later we'll be doing a warehouse tour. So if there's anything you'd like to know about behind the scenes of the EJJ or about our company, you can let us know. We're going to do, have a look at the warehouse and see how, everything runs there. So if you want to know about that, we'll try and include that. And let's get started. All right. So I'm not actually commentating today. I'm going to be focusing more on directing the screens, but we do have our co-hosts, Misha and Catherine. Where's Catherine?
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Misha. I know Catherine was just having a bit of trouble with her, with her tech, but I'm sure she'll be joining us in the next few minutes. So anyway, at the beginning, we can just get things started, Misha. So welcome to everyone on YouTube as well. Just to remind you all, we have two 500-piece puzzles. You should only have one box. They are from the same brand, so we did wrap them together. We will have two puzzles, but everyone's going to start on the same puzzle, and everyone's going to finish on the same puzzle. That's going to help us to actually keep track of who's actually in the lead. It would be very complicated if everyone's doing different puzzles. So let's get started by unwrapping the puzzle. The puzzles, sorry, plural.
Plural.
Yes.
I'm excited to see the puzzle and which brand you choose.
So this is actually a brand new brand. So we haven't had this one before in the EJJ. This is Dino Puzzle from the Czech Republic. So go ahead, remove the paper. We also want to take away any plastic wrapping that's on there. And I don't actually have any physical copies left of this. We completely sold out. And then I also remembered that Fruji is going to be at my house and needs a copy as well. So I have rewrapped my puzzles, and Fruji has the copies, but Catherine has one of the puzzles, and I'm also going to show the images on screen. So don't worry, we will get a closer look at all the details. Okay, so somebody wants to know, how do we wrap the puzzles? How many wrapping papers do we have? Yes, we will do. I know a lot of people are curious about the whole wrapping of the puzzles, so we're also going to show that as well. Okay, so we have two puzzles. We have a castle puzzle and we have an anime style looking puzzle. We are going to start on the castle puzzle. So once you have taken off the plastic, put the anime puzzle off to the side. we are only from our side, we are only recording the times of both puzzles. So when you click the done, you only click done when you have finished the anime puzzle, and that's the final time. If you want to record your time so that you can put like individual times up for the each puzzle, you need to record your time for the first puzzle, and then you can just minus that from the total time. So keep that in mind. Okay, welcome. Catherine is now in. Okay, so it looks like everybody is ready to go. So just a reminder, you only click done when you have finished the second puzzle. Okay, let's do a countdown. So it's now after 10 o'clock.
Just shortly before the countdown, Mona was asking if the first puzzle needs to be checked, or if they can be put directly back into the box.
No, we have enough eyes, so we are watching. We will have some people on screen, but we also have other people watching as well. But I will need to check the second puzzle. Yeah, so you can do what this with the first puzzle. Once you have finished it, you can do whatever you want. If you have space, you can slide it to the side. If you have a puzzle board, you can put another puzzle board on top if you want. Or if you only have a smaller space, you may crumble it back and put it back in the box, and then pull out the second one. But I think most of you have enough space that you could just slide it off to the side. Is there any other questions? Yeah, so do your first puzzle and then assume that we've seen you finish that first puzzle. Start the second puzzle, and when you've finished the second puzzle, hit done. Then I will have to I or one of the other helpers will have to check your puzzle. Once we have cited it, then you may pack away both of them. Okay, so the time limit is 3.5 hours, and we will do a countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck, everybody.
Good luck, everyone.
Good luck, everyone, also from me. And I'm excited to see a new brand in EJJ.
Yes. So, Catherine, you have one of the puzzles there. Have
Yes,
you
I do.
done? So you can do the introductions for this puzzle.
All right. So the first puzzle we have is this landscape puzzle. It features a castle and a really nice sunset and a lot of green. There's a little path in the bottom, and yeah, all kinds of different types of trees and shrubs. A quick thing about the puzzle brand. So I had like 0 expectations when I went into it. I did have a few false fits like here in the sky, but I think it was more my fault than the fault of the puzzle. They are a bit on the thinner side, so the flipping is maybe different than what you are used to if you're mainly doing flips with Ravensburger. But once you put them together, they fit together really nicely. They don't come apart easily. You can do like a lift up with your puzzle after you're done without a problem. So don't worry about lifting sections into place and things like that. That shouldn't be a problem with this. Yeah, so I'm excited to see how everyone is doing. I was doing pretty okay with this puzzle until I reached all the green, and then I was a bit lost, but everyone today has a bit of an advantage with that because of the sunlight. I was doing this at night, so it was more difficult for me to distinguish between the different types of greens. But I assume that if you have daylight, it'll be easier.
Okay. And does it on this cover which castle it is, and where is that castle located? Is it a castle in Czech Republic or?
That is a very good question. It is it's a Slovakian castle called Chateau. I'm sorry for the pronunciation. Božnice.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe there's someone from Slovakia in the chat or competing today that knows this castle. Yeah, building the castle with the puzzle was relatively easy. I mean, easy. It, you're not gonna get stuck while you're doing the puzzle. Let's say it like that.
Yeah, and so I've just put the picture up on the screen of the second puzzle. This is called Seven Deadly Sins. It's an anime, and it's also called Four Nights of the Apocalypse. So yeah, a very different type of image. We've got so it's more like solid colors, cartoon style, and yeah, a lot of sky and clouds in the background, but you've also got faces and yeah, a bit more detailed, a bit more busy. What I really liked about this puzzle was that you could pick up a piece and yeah, look in the image and know, oh, that's part of the shoe or the belt or the sword. And yeah, I could easily place it where it belonged. Or like the hair is also 4 different hair colors is also quite fun. Yeah, so that's the second image. So 2 very different images, and that's what we're trying to test in this competition, is having a more balanced view who actually is better and an all-rounder as opposed to just a busy puzzle, just a photo puzzle. But what we're going to do, I'm going to stop chatting now, and then I'm going to start putting people up on the screen. I'll start at let's say M in the alphabet, and then Catherine and co-host Misha will will go ahead.
Yes. So, Misha, is it the first time this year that you're hosting an EJJ?
Yeah, it's premiere this year. Yeah, I did 2 last year and also the marathon in Trier. And for you, is it also the first one this year, or have you been on one before this year? I had the chance to catch all.
It's my first this year as well, so we'll get through it together. All right, let's get started with introducing our puzzlers. So on the screen right now we have Madara from Latvia, we have Magdalena from Austria, we have Maya from Finland, we have another Maya from Slovenia, we have Mandy from the United States, and we have Maria from Finland.
And we see some sorting is going on here at the 5 minutes mark. And some starting with the edge, some I think starting or is doing a big sword like Maya, doing a big sword there. And Maria also doing the edge first. Yeah, and that could be a good starting point to do the edge, having an anchor for the sky. And yeah, Catherine, where do you started with this image?
Yeah, I took exactly the same approach as Madara is taking, and Maria from Finland. I started with this really bright corner where the sun is just out of view, and I started with building the edge of the sky, and then I kind of built from there. So I first did sunset, then the rest of the skyline, castle, rest of the edge, and then filled in all the leftover parts. But this is definitely one of those puzzles that is suited really well for an upfront big sword, because you have these really clearly defined sections, and you're not going to wonder if you look at the piece which section it belongs to. You'll know.
Yeah, definitely. I think that too. You have the river, the sky, then the yellow sky, and then the building, and then you have a lot of green, right? So that, and also, was there a road towards the castle? I can't see it yet, but
yeah, there is.
Yeah, small. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if the people can see me somewhere. Yeah, I'm like really small in the corner, but there is like a little pathway that goes around a kind of a moat. So this can be a nice anchor to break up all of those greens. There we go. And as you can see, also those greens near the sunset are also very different. They're almost brown. So those parts should go in also relatively easy. And in the meantime, we have switched a screen. So now on screen, we have Maria TB from Sweden. We have Marilis from Estonia. We have Marina from Sweden. We have Matthias from Germany, who will be we will also be interviewing later today. Then we have Marilyn from Estonia, and we have Mia from Finland. I just want to say in advance, if I mispronounce any of your names, please let me know afterwards so that I can make a note for next time, because I don't want to be like mispronouncing people's names all the time.
Okay, and we see here also that the starting point with the sky with the sun chosen by Marilyn and also Marilis, and and also the others doing well on the edges in assembling the edges and also having a big sword. You see here some piles of the skies, and also the greenish parts are also collected there. And that's looking really good there. And looking fun, having good progress at 8 minutes here. A big thought is really helping out with this puzzle.
Yeah, for sure. Something we forgot to mention before was the theme of today's EJJ. Misha, do you want to explain what we asked them before?
Yeah. So we asked about the puzzle statistics of the last year, and also asked if you have, if the participants have or are taking statistics on tracking services like Puzzle Tracker or myspeedpuzzling.com, and also we asked if some participants do not track their puzzling or make statistic of that. Why is the reason? Is there too much effort or so that we can just have a chat about statistics? So with ending last year, there a lot. I've seen some wrap-ups posted online from some puzzlers, how many puzzles they did, and today we wanted to talk about the statistics.
Yeah, maybe we can sprinkle people's answers into the introductions, because I think today we can take our time a little bit more with introducing, since there will be a second puzzle later on. So I don't think we'll be running out of time anytime soon. Now on the screen, we see Mia from Finland. We have Mineke from the Netherlands. We also have Moshka, I'm assuming, from Slovenia. We have Mona from Germany. We have Muni from Germany, and we have Nadia from Indonesia.
Yeah, and also same as you, starting point with the top right corner with the lightning. Many people started with that, and we see, for example, at Mineke, she has 2 boards, and she's working really well, having the sky assembled there. But the others also doing really well, and almost everybody started with that top right corner.
Yeah, I do have to say those pieces really jump out at you when you have flipped all the pieces. So you just kind of are like drawn to like grab those and build them quickly.
Yeah, I definitely see that. And we see also that there are some piles of different textures collected here, and also the sky. And I have this question for you, Kevin, regarding the sky. Was there a gradient in it, or there are some clouds in it, right? So that could be tricky, right, with a lot of clouds in there.
Yeah, the clouds are not helpful at assembling, but there's not that much of the sky, and it is really darker at the top, and then it goes more purpley towards the bottom, like on the left side of the image. And yeah, the rest is relatively straightforward because it has this nice gradient on the right side. And I think as soon as you have the edge between the sky and the grass and the castle, because the castle has these little points that go up into the sky. You have like a nice reference points that you can orientate yourself on. All right. We have switched up screens again, and right now we have Natasha from Austria. We also have Nina from Slovenia. We have Patrick from Switzerland. We have Quinta from the Netherlands. We also have Rachel from the United Kingdom, and we have Rebecca from Austria.
And we see really, really good progress by Rachel here. She have done, I think, 2/3 of the sky, I would guess. I can't see everything, but that's looking really, really good. And also the progress by Patrick is really good at here at the 13 to close to 40-minute mark. And Quinter also doing a really, really good job here, having the top right corner, the border almost complete, done and assembled. And also Natasha doing a great job having the top right almost assembled, and also the border of the sky is almost finished. So that's looking really good. And Nina also really having a good progress on the border, almost completed, and now tackling the top right corner. Does anybody, do you have the answers of the actual puzzlers, if they track their statistics?
Yeah, let's see. So from whoever's on the screen now, we have Rachel's answer. Rachel says she was most surprised to see how much her average time solve has reduced over the year. She knew she was getting faster, but it was nice to see proof. So that would be like one reason why you should start tracking your progress, because yeah, it is different than just feeling you're getting fast, but then actually seeing that your feeling was correct. I think is a nice point of reference for you.
Yeah, that's definitely a point. Sometimes when you puzzle, you think you're kind of slow, even or especially when you come from competitions and there are faster people, but then you check the times and then you see, oh, it wasn't that quite bad, but it felt better than the actual numbers are then. So that is a really good point, just to have really a solid background on your numbers and seeing your progress in puzzling.
Yeah. Patrick also had written an answer, and he said, I love tracking my progress, even when my times don't always improve, but I'm really proud to be of the top of the leaderboard in Switzerland for 500 solo, and second for 1,000 solo, and first for 500 and 1,000 in duo.
Great achievement, Patrick. Keep on puzzling.
All right. Next, we have Rika from Finland. We have Robert from Sweden. We have Saka from the Czech Republic. We have Sif from Denmark. We have Smilla from Sweden, and we have Sophie from Denmark.
And we also see here almost everybody started with the top right corner, which standed out, and having good progress here by all of them. And Rika having a good sword on the sky, and now assembling the corner piece of the sky. And we have also Robert having done almost the complete or 2/3 of the sky, and taking the last blue pieces in. And Soccer having really, really good progress here on the sky corner, but also now tackling the first buildings. So that is looking really good from Sake here. And then we have Sif also tackling now the building of the castle, first part of it, having done the brighter section of the sky, looking really promising here. Then we have Miller doing having done the top right corner, now assembling the first structures of the castle, having done also the bottom edge pieces, looking really good. And Sophie is flying through the puzzle here, having done almost the sky, having done the top right corner, and also and now assembling the first structures of the castle, looking really, really good here from this point at the around 80-minute mark here.
Yeah, everyone is doing such a great job. This puzzle is a puzzle that will kind of slow down a little bit, like towards the end, as people are going to be approaching those greens. So let's root for everyone that they make it through it. I am wondering how. So I see like some people have done, for example, the complete edge and then working their way, and a lot of other people have only done like the top edge of the puzzle. And I myself, I'm never sure which one I should do. And I kind of flip between like which puzzles it is smart to do that and which puzzles maybe not. So I'm always curious to see how other people are tackling this. It seems like with this one, more people tend to only do the top edge and then build the other part later.
Yep, and we've seen that approach mostly. Yeah, but it's also a personal preference. Some people, puzzlers, like to do the whole edge first and then starting some projects, and other going the other way around. They just take what stands out and starting there.
Yeah, and I think it makes sense to do the whole edge, especially if it's a puzzle brand that you don't know, because maybe the size will be slightly different than what you're used to from other puzzles. So yeah, as I was solving this puzzle, I was debating doing the whole edge because of that reason, and then I abandoned the idea, and then I came back to it a little bit later. All right now we have Sophie from the United Kingdom. We also have Stephanie from Germany. We have Steffi from Germany. We have Susanne from Germany. We have Tamar from the Netherlands. And we have Tanita from Romania.
Yeah, and we see here a lot of good progress at the 20-minute mark here by all of them. Sophie doing or having this guy almost completed. Stephanie also having this guy completed and now working downwards with the first structures of the castle, and having also good sort there. Then we have Steffi also having now we see Steffi with the complete border done, and here we can see also what you said, Catherine. Some start with the whole border, some just with some part of that, and yeah, Steffi having the full border and the top right of the sky, and now working in the sky section. Then we have Susanne. She is having done the sky, now working her way downwards on the first structures of the castle, or maybe she's now pulling out some edge pieces off. Or working on the edge, and Tamar is having really having a great progress here. Almost done the complete border, and some of the border pieces of the sky is missing, but working her way with the first structures of the castle. That is looking really good. And Tanita also having done almost the sky or the top right corner, and yeah, working her way towards the sky.
Yes, and before we're going to continue with the introductions, we're just going to quickly check in with our leaders to see where they are at the moment. It's always interesting to see where they are in comparison to the rest. So we see Victor, who has built the castle, is finished. That lighter part of the sky is also finished. And he built the bottom edge first, which is a surprising strategy. We also have Lanka, who has finished the whole top and the bottom with this, like the little path seems to be finished as well. Christian only has the green part left, which hopefully will slow him down a little bit so everyone else can catch up to that. Kati has been working her way down, like from the top, and looks like she is doing really, really well with that. Sadly, we can't see Inge's progress that well because of the camera angle. So maybe if someone is there at Inge's house, you could maybe move the camera a little bit or move the box a little bit to the side. And then, of course, we have Connor, who is like the child prodigy puzzler from the US, who is doing really, really well as well. He's finished the sky, he's working on the castle, kind of at a similar stage as Kati is at right now.
Yeah, looking really promising here at the 24-minute mark, around 24-minute mark. And I would guess Christian is in the lead, followed by Victor, and but all of them having a really, really good progress here. And now we see more of Inge, and she has also done really good progress. And in the last EJs, she was also really, really good.
So looking at Christian's progress, I imagine that he'll be able to finish maybe in the next 10 minutes. We'll see. We'll check back in. Oh, we're keeping him on screen. Okay, that's also good. So with him on the screen right now, we have Teja from Finland. We also have someone whose name I can't. Oh, is it the project?
So the Global Portrait Project.
There we go. It's Richard.
That should be James.
Oh, James.
Yeah, James Nichols from the UK is the Global Portrait Project.
Exactly. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, James. I confused you with someone else. Then we also have Ulle from Estonia. We have Vanessa from Germany, and we have Vanya from Slovenia.
Yeah, and they are also having good progress here. Teja was the first one, I think, or one of the few not finishing the top right corner first, but now assembling the center structures of the castle. And James also. Okay, there we have two, which starting more with the centerpieces here. And that's interesting to see. And starting with the just with the castle. Then we have Ulle almost have done the sky, and the border is complete. And after that, and we see also good, really good sorting by Ulle. We see the castle pieces on the top. Top down, left down, there they stand out, so that could be a next project for her. And then we have Vanessa doing really, really great, having done the sky, the border fully assembled, and the first structures of the castle is done, or I would say the castle is almost completely done, and now she having working her way through the greenish part and also the trees and etc. And then we have Vanya having done the sky and almost the border completed, two pieces or three pieces at the border is missing, but having also really, really great progress here.
Oh, and we are just seeing in the chat that Connor is actually puzzling at 3:30 a.m., which is very impressive.
That is really impressive. Yeah.
Either he got up very early or he was able to stay up very, very late.
Or maybe he had an evening nap. So that could be. Also,
Now on screen, we have Veronica from Germany. We have another Veronica from Slovakia. Then we have Vesna from Finland. We have Wendy from the United States. And we have Wies from the Netherlands.
yeah, and also here.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we see a lot of good progress. Veronica, having done this guy, is now assembling the castle pieces. Veronica also having done most of or the top right sky. The bluish parts are she left for later, but having done the castle almost completed, and now tackling the greenish parts. And we see Vesna having done the top right sky, and also some of the castle structures and buildings are assembled and looking really good. We see Wendy having done the sky, top right sky, and having piles for the castle and also bluish piles for the sky, looking really good. And we have and she is having also really good progress, having almost done the sky, and the castle progress is also really well. And now she pulls out the bluish sky parts, which are missing.
And let's quickly focus a bit on Christian, who has finished the whole right side of the greenery and is now only left with, I don't know, maybe like 20-ish pieces, maybe 30 pieces to go with the first puzzle.
Yeah, and that's looking really strong by Christian. He is in the lead, and the other top puzzles we have Victor, who's also having good progress, having more left, the sky and some greenery structures. So that is looking good by Christian and the others also too. But I think the first puzzle, Christian will be the first one to finish.
Yeah, and then other than Christian and Victor, we also have Aaron from the United Kingdom. We have Anna from Slovenia. We have Anne from Denmark. And we have Anne from Germany.
And we see also good progress here by Aaron, having done this guy, now tackling the castle, and also maybe it's touching some greenish parts from the sky I see here. Then we have Anna, and she's having really good progress, having done the sky and the castle builds, and now working her way through the trees and woods. And then we have Anne, and having also done the sky, having a really good progress here, and now tackling the last structures of the castle. The castle is almost built, and we see Christian having done the first image and now switching to the second. And yeah, it was about 30 minutes and 40 seconds or so, the first.
Congrats, Christian.
Yeah, congratulations, Christian. Really impressive here. And then we have Anne. She is also having really good progress on the sky, and also this, also the castle, looking really promising here for her. And she, will now finish the castle in the next few minutes.
I just wanted to mention, like, some people have been giving some estimations for what they guess the overall finish time will be. And as Jay said, for example, 1 hour and 10 minutes and 32 seconds. And when I saw it at first, I thought, no way is someone going to be able to finish both puzzles in that time. But I'll take it back. I think maybe Christian will be able to do it even faster than that.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I don't know which puzzle is easier. That's something we can ask our competitors later on, what they thought, which one was easier. But my first thought would be that the animation would be easier, but yeah, I guess it depends on what your strengths are.
Yeah, it definitely depends on the strengths. So some people loving doing skies and are struggling more with a more busy puzzle like the cartoon with the solid colors. So it all depends. But in general, I would say that the enemy puzzle should go faster in overall. So that that would be there the lower time limit there.
And we're doing a quick check-in with other people that are about to finish the first puzzle. So we have Victor, we have Inge, we have Connor, Kati, Lenka, and Rachel.
Yeah, and they are all doing really great. Victor having the sky left and some greenish parts. Connor was really strong here, left with the bottom greenish parts. Kati working her way through the greenish parts. That's looking good. Lenka also just has to fill out the greenish part. And Rachel also is really strong here at around 33 minutes and 30 seconds.
I wonder if Victor is keeping the sky to have a quick finish after, like a little reward after finishing the green.
Yeah, that could be the case. Just having a quick finish. Or maybe he started it and had some struggle with that and was thinking, oh, I take the greenery parts.
Yeah, and here's a good point made by SJ. She's saying the speedy puzzlers might not be used to going for an hour plus. So I'm curious if they'll slow down on the anime one, even if it would otherwise be a faster puzzle for them. And if I may, I'm just going to tell like a quick story of a puzzle that me and SJ did like a while ago. And I'm not used to puzzling longer than an hour anymore because most of the puzzles I do are under an hour or around the 50-minute mark. And we picked a puzzle to do together that was a bit harder. And like at 1 hour and 10 minutes, I was just so exhausted that I just couldn't puzzle anymore properly. So yeah, that's a really good point. Because once you get used to finishing at a certain speed, you kind of know how to pace yourself and you put all your energy into these like first, whatever it is, 50 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour 20, whatever your usual time is that you finish it. And then everything that goes beyond that might be extra exhausting. So we're going to keep an eye on that, which puzzle will be faster at the end.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Also on screen, so we are keeping Victor and Inga on screen because they are about to finish soon. And then with the first puzzle, and then we also have Anemi from Switzerland, Aria from Indonesia, Berit from Germany, and Beth from the United Kingdom.
Yeah, and also really great progress here by all of them. Enemy just have to tackle the forest and looking really strong here. Aya also done the castle and the sky, now tackling the greenery, looking really promising here. Barrett has done the castle, looking really good here, has left the sky and now the forest to do. And we have Beth, who has done most part of the castle at the top right corner and also some of the road in the forest from the castle, looking really good here by all of them.
Yeah, I'm really impressed at everyone's progress at this stage of the puzzle because we are only at 37 minutes. So yeah, really, really great.
And it will be close who's finished second. If I think it's Victor now who's going to finish the first puzzle second, but Inge is close behind him, so that could be really tricky here. Who's going to take the second place on the first puzzle? And Kati also doing really, really great.
And then we also see Hannah, who is also closing in on those shrubs and trees and greeneries around the castle.
Yeah, looking also really promising here.
Yeah, Victor has about, if I had to guess, I'm really bad at this, like maybe 15 pieces, 20 pieces. Kati has only this one little area in the bottom that she needs to fill, and it looks like it's the same area that Inga also has to fill.
Yeah,
but I feel
that
like Kati has a few more pieces already in place. So maybe she'll come. Maybe she can overtake even Victor, because oh my gosh, yeah, maybe Kati, she only has like 5 pieces left. So
yeah, and Kati.
Yeah, and she did it.
Yeah, she did it, and then right after it, and having a good swap here, and then also Victor done, and now coming then Inge with the 4th place.
Congrats, Kati and Victor, starting the next puzzle. Next in row, yeah, we have Inge, who is really closing in. We have Rachel, and we also have Connor, who are all still working on the greenery. I think of the 3, Inge might be the closest to finishing the first puzzle.
Yep, she will finish next and taking 4th place on the first puzzle.
All right, let's go back to our introduction. So we also have with us Cameron from Canada. We have Camille, who I don't have on my list, but you're obviously there, so welcome. We have Caroline from Germany. We have Catherine from the United States, and we have Katrina from Ireland.
Yeah, and we see good progress here by Cameron, who's now taking on the forest and having done this castle and the sky build. Camille also having tackling now the greenery, but she has to do some of the sky. She left the sky out, and Carolyn, who is doing now the forest around the castle, that's looking good, and Catherine also having done almost completed the castle, the last piece from the castle, are now getting in and having done the sky, and then she will tackle the forest. And Katrina, sorry for all participants, which names I mispronunciate. Katriona, also having done the top right corner of the sky, and now tackling on the sky. And yeah, we see Rachel, who's about to finish the puzzle. Maybe 25 pieces left, I would assume, here by Rachel.
And Cameron has also wrote a nice answer for the question. He says that he's only been using my speed puzzling recently, and so far he's most proud of having his first under 50-minute solve and then 12 more. So he's surprised and happy by this, and would not have imagined that this even was a possibility when he started puzzling in 2024. He says, like, the feeling of graduating from the 50+ club was far more of an achievement than he had realized. And then he also says that the most surprising thing that he noticed when looking back at his stats is that he owns many more puzzles than he thought.
I think everybody can relate to that. So yeah. When you're guessing how many puzzles, when you don't track how many puzzles you have in your collection, and you're guessing, I think you're guessing always wrong, because you're always guessing too low how much puzzles you have. And we see Rachel.
Exactly. I was also just going to say that we saw Rachel just finish and start the new puzzle. Congrats, Rachel.
congratulations. And yeah, she just put a board on top of the other board and now starting the enemy puzzle. Go, Rachel.
Yeah, Hannah is also closing in on finishing this first puzzle. And so is Lenka, Connor, and yeah, they're all doing really, really great. We're at about 43 minutes right now.
And really good times here for that difficult puzzle on the castle. So that isn't the needle puzzle with the greenery on the bottom and also a big chunk of sky.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good time from everybody here.
Next, we have with a red table. You don't see that very often. I wonder how that plays into your color perception. We have Charlene from Switzerland, or Charlene, maybe French, from Switzerland. We have Kristen from Germany. We have Claire from the United Kingdom. We have Daria from Denmark, and we have Diana from Romania.
Yeah, and the red table would really stand out, so that is really cool to see. Charlene, having done the castle and almost the sky completed, a really good progress here at the 43-minute mark, around 43 minutes. Christine, also having done the complete sky and now assembling parts of the castle, looking really strong here. Then we have Claire, who has done the castle assembled and now working her way through the missing parts of the sky. And Daria looking really, really strong. And we see Hannah finishing the first puzzle. Go, Hannah, congrats on finishing the first puzzle here. And also now tackling on the forest of the castle, looking really good. And we have Diana, who has done the castle and the sky and now working her way through the greenish parts.
I just wanted to mention at the very beginning, we had Matthias on the screen, and I just thought his answer was interesting, and I'm curious to hear like what other people think about this, because he said his biggest surprise was that he puzzled for more than 400 hours. And I don't know if that's a lot or if it's not a lot. And maybe that's a problem that I have.
When you're taking it in days, it's not that much. It's 400 hours. It's how many days is that? No, I have to check.
Maths.
Yeah,
like
math.
20 days.
Yeah, 20. Yeah, I think more, 15 days or so. So let me just check.
And we're having a quick look at our people that are soon about to finish. We have Tamar, who is one of the fastest puzzlers here from the Netherlands. We have Vanessa. We have a quick check-in with Christian, who has already built, like it looks like, the whole bottom section of the second puzzle. We have Laura, who is also closing in on those green sections. We have Ria, and we have Connor, who I just want to let's give Connor a round of applause for puzzling in the middle of the night. A puzzle that is not easy to do with just artificial lighting and, being still. I mean, this is still under 50 minutes. I think he can do it. So congrats on that already.
Really strong here, doing that middle in the night, and also the others doing really, really great. And we see a lot of finishes now in the next couple of minutes and under the 50 mini marks, and that is remarkable on that difficult puzzle.
So what was your answer to the 400 hours? Did you manage to?
I had just used the calculator. It's 16 days and 2/3 of a day, so almost 17 days. So it was a range between us with 20 and 15 days. So it's almost 17 days of the year. Matthias puzzled. So yeah, that is a lot, I think.
Vanessa just moved on to the new puzzle.
Congratulations, Vanessa.
And let's continue with the introductions. I like this. We have more time for the introductions. We have Elisa from Denmark. We also, we have Elisa B from Denmark. We have Elisa S from Estonia. We have Ellen from the Netherlands, who is also like so close to finishing. And we have Evili from Estonia.
Yeah, and they're having good progress. And we say Laura finishing her puzzle, putting the other puzzle away, and now starting the second. And yeah, we see good progress here by Elisa, having done the castle and almost the sky completed, now working on the forest. And also Elisa having done the castle and the sky fully assembled, and now working her way through the forest. And we also have Ellen, really strong here. I think maybe 50 to 60 pieces left or so. I'm also not that good at sometimes it's hard to see on the dark table also. And we have Emily having done the sky and now putting the castle together. And after that, she will tackle the forest.
Yeah, and Veronica, I see, has also moved on to the second puzzle, and Sophie from Denmark is so close to finishing this first puzzle.
Yeah, congratulations on all finishes for the first puzzle and the ones who's gone to finish now. So exciting to see so many finishes, and then it's not over. Then we have a second puzzle, so that's really cool. Just to have twice as nice fun here.
It is actually twice as nice.
Yeah, and especially when we later on see more of the second puzzle, we see the different styles of the puzzle, and that's gonna be really cool to have just two different puzzle styles.
Next, we see Fanny from Hungary. We also have Freya from Sweden. We have Freya D from Sweden. We have Freya R from Denmark. We have Fruji from Hungary. And we have Gabriela from Romania.
And having good progress here by Fanny, who's done the sky, and Freya, who's now on the second puzzle. Congrats on finishing the first. Freya also having done the castle and the sky. And we see Sophie putting in the last pieces and having her finish. So the last pieces are going in, and she's done with the first. Congrats, Sophie. Really looking good. And then we have Fruji in the downstairs apartment of Michelle, and she is also doing really well now on the last pieces of the forest. Go, Fruji. You can do that. And then we have Gabriela, who is also having a really great progress here at the 51-minute mark, having done the castle and the sky assembled, and now just have to finish the greenery. And we see Connor, who has done the first puzzle and now taking on the second puzzle, the enemy puzzle. Congrats, Connor.
Yeah, I don't know how I would do if I had to do two puzzles in a row. I've never done that before on my own. Like I've done marathons, and if you do like team puzzling, you finish the 1,000-piece puzzle, you do another 1,000-piece puzzle. But I've never actually tried doing two 500-piece puzzles back to back. and I would love to try it out.
I think that could be fun. So
All right, next on screen, we have Graham from the United Kingdom, who is also super, super close to finishing. We also have Inka. Is it Inka from Finland? I hope. We have Isa from the Netherlands. We have Isabel from Canada. We have Eva from the Czech Republic. And we have Jenny from Finland.
yeah, and we see all of them doing really great. Inka is close to finish, and we see Eva is also close to finish. But also the others all doing really, really well. Graham just have to take on the last pieces of the forest, and also Isa doing or having done the castle, some greenish parts, and now filling in the last pieces of the sky. Isabel, who done also the castle, and I think I can't see, but I think the sky is also completed. Really, really doing really, really great. And Jenny also having good progress here on the forest, and having just. I would guess maybe 80 pieces left on the forest, and we will see Inka and Eva finishing soon here.
Yeah, I think soon we will reach this point where more and more people will be finishing the first puzzle, and we might not be able to catch everything on screen for that, but we will try. We'll do our best. Apparently, Graham, who is also organizing the Puzzle Guzzle in the UK, they have an upcoming guzzle with 3 500 piece puzzles back to back. So that's another endurance trial.
That's definitely an endurance trial, yeah. And it would be interesting if they also have a fixed order, or if the participants can choose the order. So that is also interesting. And if you could have decided which one would have you taken, the enemy style or the castle?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it depends. Are you a person who tries to do like hard things first, or the easy things first? That's and then you have to look at what is your personal strengths.
Yeah, definitely.
Also on screen,
Inka and Eva, who has finished their first puzzle, and congratulations on Inka and Eva.
Yay!
Good luck with the second one.
Next, we have Jesse from the Netherlands. We have Jonna from Finland. We have Judith from Germany. We also have Karina from Germany. And we have Crow P.
Yeah, that is, let me check. She wrote in the chat.
Yes.
Carla Augustino. Crow P is Carla Augustino.
Yes. And then we also have Laura from Finland.
And we see Jesse almost having done the full puzzle, having great progress. Jonah having the last pieces remaining on the forest, and Judith also strong progress here, and almost just a third of the forest is missing. Karina, who has finished the first puzzle and now pulling out the edge and assembling the edge of the enemy puzzle, and Carla, who has done the castle and also almost done the sky. Really good progress here. And we see Laura on the second puzzle, the border almost completely assembled, and that is looking really, really good.
I wonder how Christian is doing as we are reaching closer to the 1 hour mark.
Maybe he can do it sub 1 hour. back to back, or if he can, maybe maybe he can pull that off. I don't know.
Okay, so there we see Christian on the screen as well. So we have Lena from Germany. We also have Line from Norway. We have Lisa from Denmark, and we have Lydia from Germany. And we have Lenka. Sorry, I forgot Lenka from the Slovakia.
Slovakia, yeah. And yeah, Lena, I have good progress here, almost done the sky and the castle. Then we have Christian, who is having maybe, what would you say, 60 pieces left or so on the second puzzle. So he will close, I would guess, I would say just above the hour mark.
Yeah, it looks like he has finished everything that's at the bottom and the middle, and he's now building the rest of the background. So all of these sky pieces that still need to go in, which, yeah, I would assume would be probably the hardest part of this puzzle, that's the background sky.
Yeah.
Astray is hoping that her prediction's coming true of 1 hour and 10 minutes and 32 seconds. I think maybe it'll be a little bit faster than that. Does anyone else have a prediction? What do you think, Misha?
I don't know. Maybe I didn't have a prediction before, but now I think it's 1 hour and 3 minutes or so.
Yeah. All right, so this was the end of the introductions. We have seen everyone on screen. So we know for next time, if Christian is there, that we definitely need to have 2 puzzles to finish all the introductions in time. But I also wanted to mention that today there are quite a few people in this. So we have a total of 98 participants this time. Which I think Michelle told me was the most participants so far that we had in EJJs. So from now, yeah. So just yeah, a little round of applause for everyone who's here. And now we can focus a little bit on like the leaderboards and see like all the top finishers, how they come in.
And finishes. We see Nina also having her finish soon. The last pieces are going in, and yeah, we see Christian is going to take the victory on that. He's on the lead with a comfortably gap, but also Kati and Victor doing really, really great, and especially Kati. Yeah, she's doing really great here on the second puzzle, having done. I would assume 2/3 of the puzzle, so that's looking really, really good.
Yeah, we can see that Katya and Victor have taken slightly opposite ways of approaching this puzzle. If you would put both of them together, they would only have kind of the spaces left that Christian is working on right now. Yeah. Which is really interesting. So maybe they should think about teaming up in the future some more. Yeah, Kati has this whole bottom part done, like pretty much all the animation characters are done. Yeah, Christian has, let's see, how many pieces is that? Maybe like 15 pieces left to put in, which would make him finish now under 1 hour and 2 minutes, which is crazy. Oh, there we go.
There we go. Christian is done.
Christian clicked done. 1 hour and 1 hour, 1 minute and 25 seconds. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Christian. Amazing time. And yeah, that was really great. And a great celebration here by Christian. So,
well done.
Well deserved.
He must be tired.
Yeah, definitely. That was 1 hour on a show. Yeah, that's really, really strong here.
Yeah, well done, well done. 1 hour, 1 minute and 25 seconds. That's really, really amazing.
That's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I love
And
the energy that he puts in, he's always like,
yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's really cool. And we see Sif putting in the last pieces of the first puzzle. So that will be the next finish I think we will see here on screen. And just for such a puzzle, just slightly above the 1 hour mark, that is a really, really good time here.
yeah. And, Christian finished both puzzles in 1 hour, 1 minute. Around that time, I started to shape sort the last green pieces. So, yeah, it's really amazing. I saw on my screen here just now that Vanya finished the first puzzle as well. Oh, she puts the last piece in. There we go. Vanya finished the first puzzle, moving on to the second. Sif is putting in the last pieces. Arya just finished the first puzzle. Yeah, and I think an hour and a couple of minutes is a great time for this first puzzle, because it's not an easy puzzle. It looks relatively easy at first sight because you go like, ooh, gradient, castle, and that goes in quite quick. And then, yeah, the other parts are not the easiest to finish.
Yeah. And we see Rachel and Hannah also on screen having a good progress on the second puzzle. And yeah, on the second puzzle, the center part, they are standing out with the characters having the different dresses there. That's what we see here from the different puzzles, what they are approaching first. And we see that often that they having is it just a tree in the middle or tree stamp in the middle and the characters around that, and that stands out, and they assemble that then the different characters there.
Yeah, while the people are puzzling, let me read out some more of the answers that we received for the questions about the stats. So, for example, before we were talking about Graham and his puzzle guzzle, and he says things that he's proud of: maintaining a top 5 position in all-time most active solo players on my speed puzzling, and puzzling 58 different brands. And he was surprised that he only had a 21-day longest streak, despite feeling like I puzzle every day.
That is interesting. And 58 different brands, and that is quite a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you're an organizer of puzzling events, and yeah, you just want to come up with new puzzles and ideas, and yeah, and then testing out different brands, so that's really cool. But 21 days puzzling with a longer streak, yeah. Some days you can't puzzle, you have a personal appointment, etc. So maybe it was a 21-year streak, having 1 day off, and then a 19-day streak until the next day.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, and right now on the screen we also have Mineke, who says, I came within 9 seconds of a sub 40 first try, which congratulations, Mineke, on that. I didn't know. Also did lots of different brands. That's always fun. Surprising trend for my results was seeing continuous improvement even when not training super hard, which means that the reflexes are taking over more than just grinding through. And I think that's a really great point, because often you think like, oh, I have to train and I have to put in all of these hours to get faster and faster and faster. But I think anytime you put into puzzling, whether it is trying to speed puzzle or just casual puzzling, will improve your overall performance. At least that's my experience. And also, having a break every once in a while because of, I don't know, life circumstances, or because you're ill, or like whatever, you're traveling, you can't puzzle as much, is not going to harm your overall performance. You're just gonna either, sometimes I'm even like faster if I took a little break for whatever reason. So, maybe if you get tired of practicing, take a little break and then come back, and then you'll notice you'll have like new energy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That helps sometimes. And in the meantime, we had Matthias finish. We saw that Beth started on the second, and then congratulations on finishing, and now having fun on the second puzzle. And Maria is also putting the last pieces in on her puzzle on the first one, and having done that. And we see Kati, who's having a really great progress on the second puzzle.
Yeah, Kati is closing in on this background of this second puzzle. Maybe if we can ask Michelle just to show the second puzzle on screen again, so we can have like a little bit of a better look, because I feel like we've been talking so much about the castle, and we haven't really talked about that much about all the different elements that we see on the second, busier illustration puzzle. Especially now as more people are going. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3 characters and like a dog character at the bottom. In the middle, we have this, what would you call that? Kind of earth power, I guess.
Yeah.
And then about 1/3 of the background is forest, hills, things like that. And then the 2/3 background at the top is like sky, with like a slight gradient from like a darker blue to a lighter blue, but most of it are these clouds, and you have these kind of rays of sunshines going through as well. And we can see that most people that are starting with the second puzzle or are well through it have done the characters first, because the colorful parts always jump out. Freya is almost done with the first puzzle.
Yeah, and Anime is also having good progress on the second puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to see exactly where she is because it's quite far away, but that's looking promising. And Kati is closing in, and that's looking really promising. Rachel also having a great progress, and having assembled the characters in the dog, and now having to fill out the background.
Yeah, Kati has turned her puzzle sideways. That way it's easier to reach those different sections, especially on a puzzle that is portrait. Because if you're then working at the top, you keep it in portrait mode, you kind of have to lean over to have a good look at all the pieces. But if you turn it sideways, like she did, then it'll be easier to spot the pieces. Especially now, it looks like she's mostly doing like shape work, looking at pieces and just looking where they fit.
Yeah, definitely. And we saw also Connor having good progress on the characters and the dog, and he has left the corner pieces aside. I think also from my perspective, for what I can see. So that's looking also really good. Hannah also having a great progress on the characters, and now filling out the background. So that's looking really good.
Yeah. Victor is also busy with the filling out the sky background there, and is a little bit behind Kati at this point.
Yeah, he's behind Kati. But they have different sections to work on, right? So Kati has more the centrish sky on the left, and Victor has the top right and left corner left to fill out.
Yeah, and we just saw Kati do this like turn of the puzzle to turn the section that she's working on closer to her. I think that's a smart move. I always get like a little bit of a back pain if you have to like lean over too much. So yeah, that's a trick that I'll try out next time I'm puzzling as well. Oh, Kati is very, very close. And so is Victor. Victor has more pieces lying there, though, I feel like.
Yeah.
And Kati is finished. 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 5 seconds. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Kati.
That's crazy. That's crazy to me. 1 hour and 12 minutes for both puzzles.
Yeah, definitely. For me,
Really
it
great.
would be crazy to do one of the puzzle in that time. So, yeah, really, really great achievement here. And Kat's time was close to SJ's time. She predicted her first with the 1 hour and 10 minute mark. So Kat
Yeah.
was close to that. And yeah.
Yes, and since SJ is the only one who made a prediction, she wins Best Prediction Award for this EJJ.
Well done, SJ.
Victor closing in. Only a few pieces left. I'm like holding my breath.
Yeah, the last pieces are going in. And then after that, we have Inge also really strong here. Maybe both can, maybe Inge can also do under 1 15-minute mark. That could be possible. She can pull that off, I think.
Yeah, it depends on how easily those last pieces go in. And Victor has done it. 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 41 seconds. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Victor. Really, really great.
Wow, under 1 hour 15 for 2 500-piece puzzles. I mean, that's just that's really, really, really great.
Yeah, definitely. That is such a good achievement. We see Elisa and Tija and Catherine putting the last pieces in, and with Catherine, we see she has shape sorted the greenery parts and pieces, and now filling in the gaps. Looking good. And also we see Elisa, I think she has also done a shape sort there on the bottom. And also Sophie, who is about to finish the first puzzle soon.
Yeah, this is really exciting. Everyone is doing such a great job. And yeah, like I mentioned before, like don't get discouraged with this first puzzle. I did it in 1 hour and like 20 minutes or something like that. It took me super long to do these last few like green pieces. And we do have 3.5 hours to complete these 2 puzzles. And I have great confidence that most of the people here are going to be able to do that, even if you're not close to finishing your first puzzle yet. I mean, there's so much time left, and everyone is doing such a great job. Inge is closing in, and I see, from what I can see, it looks like there's, I don't know, maybe like 15 pieces left or so.
Yeah, she's taking 4th place, and after that it will be close between Hannah and Rachel, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Lenka as well. I mean, I feel like
definitely, yeah.
Her and Rachel and Hannah are like really, really close. And we have a little message from Kati, our 2nd place finisher today, who can't stay for an interview, but she said she really liked the quality of the images. she was afraid of the skies not being shaded enough, as we often have the problem with like old Ravensburger puzzles, but it was great. The puzzle itself had some false fits, which bothered me a bit in the first puzzle. Yeah, I had the same problem with false fits as well in the first puzzle, especially like in the sky area, and then at the end, yeah, with the green pieces. But yeah, not it. It was less false fits than I have with what's that brand called again? Anyways, with some other brands that I've
Some other
seen
brands.
also used in competitions. So yeah.
And in the meantime, we had Inge finishing fourth place. Congratulations, Inge.
Yay, Inge!
Really, really
Well done.
great done. Well done. Fourth place, really good achievement here. And the twice as nice competition.
Yes,
Yeah.
and Inge, if you like to stay later for an interview, that would be great. I don't know if you're still here.
And in the meantime, we see Hannah doing really, really well. And also Rachel for the fifth place.
I'm gonna try to reach Inge in another way.
Yeah, and Hannah putting in the last pieces and taking fifth place. Congratulations, Hannah. Really, really great on fifth place on these two puzzles.
Congratulations, Hannah, an hour, 18 minutes. And Hannah's going to stay for an interview, which is great. I'm still waiting to hear back from Inge if she might stay. But anyways, we're going to do top 10 finishers first, and then we will go to interviewing our finishers. SJ, it interlocks well, solid for puzzle pickup. I'm assuming you're asking about the quality of the puzzle. Yeah, they do interlock well. You can do puzzle pickups with them, not as great as like a Schmidt puzzle would, right? Because there we have a difference, very clear difference in like puzzle thickness and fit. But yeah, you can definitely pick up sections with this without it falling apart. And I tried to do a puzzle pickup, so and it worked. I did lose one or two pieces, but it was not like crazy loose or anything. So yeah.
And Hannah said yes to an interview, so that's great.
Rachel!
And Rachel is done.
Yay!
Congratulations, Rachel.
Well done. 1 hour, 20 minutes. That's crazy. Rachel, do you also want to stay for an interview? Maybe I was too late in asking. I think she just left. She can stay. Okay, great. Stay here.
Okay. Okay. Hello, Hannah. Congratulations on your time.
Hello, thank you.
Really amazing times, and yeah, congratulations on that. And the first question was, what was the first impression of the two puzzles when you have unwrapped the puzzles?
I feel like I was intimidated by the photo puzzle, the castle. But I was excited to do this second one. It's much more like my style.
Okay, that is more your style. Okay. Do you are familiar with this brand, or was this also a totally new brand for you? I think it was a new brand, right? For you.
Yeah, it was definitely a new brand. I wasn't sure what to expect because I haven't done like a ton of European brands. So this was new to me, and I hadn't even heard of it like online before. So that was a fun surprise. But I'm excited that I've now like added these two to my collection.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was also a fun surprise for me, and I didn't knew the brand also. So yeah, that was a fun surprise. And at first, I saw the picture, and I saw maybe it was a castle, and I thought as a German, okay, that could be Castle Neuschwanstein, so the most famous German castle, because the back of it just looks somehow familiar. But then I thought, okay, the towers are definitely there are definitely other towers, and okay, and then I saw the yeah, it is another castle and another located otherwise. Okay,
Where is, do we know where the castle is? I actually don't recognize it.
Catherine, you told us where it was. Was it in Slovakia?
Yeah, it says Slovakia. Chateau Božnice, Slovakia.
Interesting. Chateau is it's a French phrasing, right? So
I mean, yeah, I guess that's it. Also says the other word for chateau in Slovakian, but I don't.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then they put it the more international name on it. Okay, Chateau. Then okay. And Hannah, the second puzzle was more your style. On the second puzzle, where did you start? So in the first puzzle, we had almost everybody started with the just with the sun in the sky and working the way through the sky, and then the castle, and then the forest. But the second puzzle, there are different ways to start. And where did you start? Which characters maybe stood out for you and you assembled first?
Yeah, I started with the edge because I like to try to do that as long as it's not too hard. And then I did this dog like character in the corner, the pink dog, and then I did like all the purpley parts. So there's like the hair and then this little shirt. And then after that, it was like kind of all over the place. But I was trying to do roughly like character by character. So I did the like tan clothes in the middle, kind of next, and then I was mostly jumping around after that.
Okay, great. Are you familiar with that cartoon or TV series? Did you recognize it or not? Or
I did not recognize it. I have done, there are like 2 Ravensburger anime puzzles that I've done. Like one of them is Hunter x Hunter, which I also haven't seen, but I felt like that, at least doing that puzzle, like helped me do this style. I felt like the composition was very similar. Like there are a bunch of characters kind of in the middle. But yeah, I'm not familiar.
I'm not familiar either, but the dog is really cute. So
Yeah, I liked that it was very colorful, and even like the sky. I was a little nervous about the sky, but it was nice because they put kind of a nice gradient, and they had some like little rainbow overlay in one side. So it made a really fun puzzle.
great. And now the topic of the theme of the day was statistics. And do you track? The first question would be: do you track your puzzle statistics?
Yeah, I track all my speed puzzles. I put them in myspeedpuzzling.com. I try to track my casual puzzles by like taking a photo, but I don't keep like a really good track of them, so I don't have a great number on like total puzzles, but I know how many speed puzzles I've done.
Okay, that's great. And do you have a number how much speed puzzles you did in 2025 maybe?
Yeah, I checked. I'm pretty sure it was 474 last year.
That's impressive. And I think most of them are 500 piece count, right?
Yeah, probably. There are like a few 1000s and 300s, but definitely majority 500.
Yeah. And we had also one participant who said he has tracked more than 50 different puzzle brands, the organizer of Puzzle Guzzle. Do you know how many different brands you tried out or you tracked? Are you knowing that? Or just have a gut feeling around maybe 15, 20 different brands?
It's probably around there. I know, like, I don't have access to the more sophisticated like statistics, but it said that my most solved was Ravensburger. It was like 200 out of the 474. But I also do a lot of Cobble Hill because there were some competitions in America that used those. So I was doing a lot of those.
Yeah, and I see after Ravensburger at My Speed Puzzling that Buffalo Games has the second most entries. So are Buffalo Games puzzles also in your tracking data? Yeah.
Yeah, I do some of those. I also do, I just remembered the brand Gallison, which is
Yeah.
also American, I believe, but they make a lot of really fast puzzles.
Yeah, great. And now today, as the Trice is nice, we Michelle just having a good comparison between the puzzles. We stick to the approach. Okay, doing first a puzzle and then the enemy puzzle. When you could have chosen freely, would you have started with the castle and then the enemy puzzle? Because you said that the enemy puzzle is your strength, but would you have then started with the more hard puzzle and then having fun on the enemy puzzle, or the other way around?
I think in the end, I think this was a good order. Going in, I thought about it a little bit because I wasn't sure if we were allowed to choose or not. But I was thinking I was going to do the easy puzzle first for like a morale boost going into the second puzzle. But I may have liked this more. I think like in the second puzzle, I was able to pick up more speed because I felt like the end of the first puzzle went quite slow. So it was nice to like feel like I could redeem it a little bit on the second one.
Yeah, yeah, I can, feel that. Catherine, do you have a question for Hannah?
I don't know. Yeah, sorry. I was looking at my own stats while you were talking about stats, just because I hadn't checked them before. It didn't even occur to me that I could check my stats, so I wasn't really paying attention to what you were talking about. I'm sorry.
No problem.
How many, I'm curious how many puzzles you did.
Well, I was surprised. I didn't do many puzzles in 2025, and I also remember that I didn't log a lot of puzzles. Like I did a lot of competitions, and then I didn't log those puzzles, and that's already like maybe 20-25 puzzles that I didn't even log.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I only had 113, which seems little. Less than what I actually did. So I think I just have to be more consistent about actually logging them. But yeah, also definitely, yeah, my most solved brand was Ravensburger, and then Jumbo, which I'm also surprised by that. That's my second most brand because I don't really like them.
Which brand is that?
Jumbo, it's is it a Dutch brand or a Belgian
I think
brand?
it's a Dutch brand and famous for the Jan van Hasteren puzzles,
yeah,
right?
It's the Jan van Hasteren. It's those Wasrij, Wasjik puzzles. And they come a lot here in marathons. They use them a lot. And then yeah, what else is Jumbo? They also have these like puzzles where you have different image on the front, and then the puzzle that you do is like related to the image, but it's not the image that you see. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Jumbo is Dutch. Marche is correcting me. Yeah. Dutch, not Belgian.
I have a question for Hannah. How was your first EJJ experience? Because you've this is the first time that you're participating, and I didn't actually expect you in there. So when I saw your name, I was very happy to see that you're here.
Oh, it was great. Okay, I actually did do one EJJ in 2024 as a pair with Andrea, but it was like very early on in my speed puzzling life, and so I've never done a solo one. But it was a great experience. I got this one specifically because I wanted it to last as long as possible. And it was a lot of fun. I like these puzzle choices, and it was very exciting. Feeling like I was racing against so many really fast people.
And doing really, really great. So having
thank
really
you.
good position. And I have one more question. We have Thorsten Frugi's husband who's filming behind the EJJ scene. Do you have any questions regarding they should answer or maybe film it just to see behind the scenes of the EJJs?
Oh yeah, I'm just really curious what like the warehouse looks like and what the puzzle storage looks like and how you're able to wrap all the puzzles so neatly and nicely.
Yeah, that is also a question I have, and I had and also asked Michelle before. Yeah, I'm curious to see that on video. So yeah, the warehouse and also the wrapping.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the video.
So this is I'm assuming gonna be a video on Frugi's YouTube channel, The Puzzlery. If you haven't, go and check it out. She has really cool videos. I really like the quality of her videos as well, and she's like a natural in front of the camera. So go support Frugi's channel and subscribe to her if you haven't.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. Especially if you're interested in like seeing she does a lot of like recaps of competitions that she went to or that she's participating in, or anything puzzle related. So yeah, I can only recommend The Puzzlery. Alrighty. Maybe Hannah, you said before. Now I thought of something. You said before that you preferred the second puzzle, and do you prefer illustrations over photographs, or is it specifically with these two puzzles that you thought the second one was easier?
I think it's just generally, I'm a little scared of photo puzzles. I think they're just not something I do as often, so I feel like I have a lot I could improve on in terms of like how to approach them. Like when I got to the foliage, I didn't really have like an idea of what to do. Whereas I feel like with illustrations, I've done so many that I at least like can formulate a plan like pretty naturally. But I like the picture aesthetically. I like that it has a nice gradient sky. I think they're just less common in America, maybe.
Yeah, they are very, I feel like if you go to here in Europe, most of the puzzles you will see will be these pictures, these photographs. I also don't prefer those. I also actually prefer illustrations over photographs, just because to me the photographs are always like grandma puzzles, it's like the type of puzzles that like my grandma used to do when I was a kid. So that's why I'm not really drawn to them. But yeah, I should definitely practice them more. That's the same thing that I got from doing the puzzle as well. Is like I should probably do some more of those. Do you tend to so now you've like recognized that there's like this little weakness in like how do I proceed with these steps? Are you someone who then dives into that, or you avoid it and you just do the puzzles that are more fun?
I think probably more the second option. I think yeah, I want to think more about strategy like going forward. But I like that speed puzzling is like a very intuitive activity most of the time. So I try to rely on intuition for as much as I can. But definitely there are areas where like I think if I sat down and like tried a few different approaches, I would learn something. But it just doesn't sound as fun. So
You want to keep it fun. I get that.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We had the question in when we saw Connor doing the puzzling. Did you stay up late or wake up really, really early? So what was your strategy in the US to match the time zone here?
Yeah, I just stayed up late. So it started at 1 a.m. for me. And that's normally like around when I'm falling asleep. So I felt like it was close enough that I could just stay up, and I felt like the adrenaline would carry me through. I think it honestly did. Like once I started, I was very much unaware of like the time of day. But I'm sure it'll hit me like pretty soon.
Yeah, and then it's more impressive that you managed to get fifth place. So yeah, that is really impressive at doing that at night. So yeah,
Yes,
hats off to that.
congratulations
Thank
again.
you so much.
And yeah, thanks so much for staying for the interview. Then we're not going to keep you longer from getting your well-deserved sleep. And
Okay, well, it was nice talking to you both.
yeah,
Thank you.
likewise. And hopefully see you at another EJJ sometime soon. Bye.
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 All right. In the meantime, we had quite a lot of finishers. So in seventh place, we had Lenka from Slovakia with an hour 25:53. Then eighth place, we had Lini Beate from Norway with an hour 26. Then Connor came in at an hour 27 in ninth place. Then in 10th place, we have Anemi with an hour 29 and 53 seconds, just under the 1 hour 30 mark. And only like less than 10 seconds behind was Sarka from the Czech Republic in 11th place. Tamar took 12th place with an hour 23. About 30 seconds later, we had Veronica from Slovakia finish with an hour 33. Then we have Magdalen from Austria finishing in an hour 34. Laura from Finland also finishing in an hour 34. Then in 16th place, we had Vanessa from Germany, an hour 35. 17th, Freya from Sweden with 1:36. And just now, our most recent finisher, Karina from Germany with 1 hour 39. Congratulations. We almost have the top 20 rounded out. And we are at about an hour and 40 minutes right now.
Yeah.
So far under 2 hours, and we still have almost 2 hours to go.
Yeah, 1 hour and 50 minutes to go. And yeah, top 20 almost fills up. And yeah, just having a lot of fast finishes here. And yeah.
And we see Caroline, who is your partner, right, Misha?
Yeah, right.
Also closing in on the top there. Maybe she can make top 20. Sophie from Denmark just finished with an hour 40, so we have 19th places. So Caroline, go, go, go. Maybe you can do
Yeah.
top 20. We also have Ria there, who's closing in. We have Quinta, who only has the background left. Patrick, who is also racing towards the only having the background left. And then I can't quite see the name of the person in the bottom right, but they are also very, very close and have done a kati and turned their puzzle sideways to finish the sky.
They're looking promising, all of the participants, and closing in. And yeah, looking really, really great here.
Oh, I can see that it seems like we have some audio issues. Some people have been commenting that the audio is coming in and out. So hopefully we'll fix that, and maybe it'll also be fine in the replay afterwards. I've had this a few times. I've had this a few times with other live streams where the sound is gone in the live stream, but then when you rewatch it later, that it's there. So hopefully that's the case.
Yeah, hopefully that
Yeah, since
will be the case.
Yeah, it seems like it's only for a few people that the sound is going. So we're hoping that it's going to be there when you rewatch this later. And we have our 20th finisher, Mona from Germany. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Mona. Done really great with 1 hour, 42 minutes and 22 seconds. Congratulations, Mona.
All right, let's check in with our sixth place finisher, Rachel. Rachel, if you're there, you can turn on your microphone.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Rachel.
How are you both?
Congratulations.
Well, first of all, yeah, congratulations on your
Thank you.
6th place, 1 hour, 20 minutes. Did you think that it was possible for you to do 2 puzzles in 1 hour, 20 minutes?
It would have had to be good puzzles. So I was pleased with the 2 that came up.
Yeah, so you enjoyed both puzzles, or did you have a favorite?
I think I preferred the first one. That's kind of, it suits me better. Like I did do it slower than the second one, but I just prefer that type of image. The sky was really nice. The castle was quite easy and the path, but the green at the end was a little tricky. Sort of shape work to try and get that in. The second puzzle, like it's busy. It went quite fast, but it's just not my preferred style. And I know there's people who are a lot faster than me on these kind of busy images, but it went together pretty well. And there was enough there that like, and not too much repetition. So like you could definitely pick out each section and know where it went.
Great. Was the Dino Puzzle brand a new brand for you? Yeah, also I think
I never even heard of it before.
yeah, me neither. Yeah, and yeah, but nice images for that.
Which country is it like a brand from?
Czech Republic. I guess
Oh.
Michelle introduced when she introduced the puzzle, it was Czech Republic. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was Czech Republic. So and you liked more the castle image. How tricky was the forest for you? Did you had to use shape sorting in the end, or wasn't it that bad?
I rarely ever use shape sorting. I just don't like it. It wasn't too bad. You could get the path in, and then there's like a little lake to the right of the path that goes in. The section sort of under the sun on the right hand side is a little more brown, so that goes in okay. And then on the bottom left corner, the bushes are a little lighter. So those ones you can pick out. And you can also pick out a little bit of the brown above the path where it's kind of like a little more muddy. But then the last, I don't know, 20, 30 pieces, they are all just the same. Like it's very difficult to find anything distinguishing.
Okay.
And how do
I think
you
the shapes are like different enough in the puzzle that you can use that to help you.
Yeah, that would have been now a follow-up question is how do you approach sections like these in a puzzle? Do you go by shape? Do you go by color still if you can? Or how do you go about it if there's like a difficult section like that where it feels like you might be stuck?
If there's any little clues, even like slight things on the image, that would tend to be what I go for first. And I tend to look at a hole on the puzzle and then look at the pile of pieces and try and find the piece that matches that hole in the puzzle. I think I'm quite good without even like shape sorting at just being able to look at the pile and work out which 2 or 3 are the ones that I should be trying. But that tends to be how I do it.
Yeah, I think it's I mean, it worked for you, definitely. It's a solid strategy to go by. I sometimes think I have this thought, should I shape sort? And then I don't do it immediately, and I try to like brute force it basically, and then I lose time. I should just like for me, it would be shape sorting to get like the last things in works better, because I tend to like lose oversight if they're just in a pile of like the few pieces that maybe could go in there. So I'm really admiring people who can look at the pile and still recognize those things. And for the second puzzle, what was your strategy with that one?
I did the edge first because it was quite easy, and it gave me like the shape to work in, especially being not as familiar with like the dimensions of this brand. And then I just picked out things that stood out. So the first thing was the pink dog. Then I did like the purple hair and the purple kind of coat at the top. The like kind of camouflage, like khaki kind of color in the middle, and then like blue on the right, and then sort of all the white sort of grey pieces that were at the end, filled those in and did basically all the filling in of holes before I then moved on to the background. I'd actually done the sort of tree up the middle earlier on as well, so I really only had the like green and blue to finish in at the end.
Yeah, that's really interesting because Michelle was just pointing me towards Daria, who we see on screen right now, who actually has started with or has finished, let's say, the background first, and is now moving on to the characters. So like a reverse type strategy, which is very, very interesting.
I did think about that, but I don't think, like, if it was a gradient sky, I think I might have done that. As it is, there is a little gradient, but there's also like kind of patches of light and then like all the clouds, and it just was a little bit too muddled for me to think to start there. But I did think about it for a while when I was sorting.
Yeah. How do you make these decisions when you're puzzling? You know, you have all of these thoughts of maybe I should do this, maybe I should do that. Do you like go with your gut? Do you go based on experience? Do you just see like what feels right in the moment? What can you like, investigate your thought process with that a little bit?
I usually, when I first see the image, especially in the EJJs when you have a little bit of time before it starts, like today for each puzzle, I tried to pick out like what was going to be the one thing that I started with. So for the castle, it was the sky. I thought, I won't do the edge, I'll just do the sky. And then for the anime one, it was the edge. So I will flip the pieces and pull that out first. I don't always pull the edge first. I just pull whichever section I'm going to work on first. And then it's really as I'm like looking at the pieces themselves. So while I'm doing that flipping, I know what I'm doing first, so I don't have to think about that. I'm just sort of going through pulling those out, and then I'm looking at the rest of the pieces, trying to think, now I can see the pieces, what stands out the next. So that's kind of normally how I go.
Yeah, so that sounds very organized to me. Like your mind.
I tend to quite like organize, like go section by section, finish one thing before I start the other thing.
You never get tempted to then, you know, like maybe you'll see like on when you look at the box, you think, oh yeah, I'll do sky first. But then while you're flipping, you see, let's say, the castle, and you think, no, I'm going to switch and start with the castle first. So you kind of stick to your like initial plan and then just kind of follow through. Just
for like that one first section, I tend to just stick to the plan, just so that I've taken that thought out of those first few minutes to give me time to then make the plan for the rest of the puzzle.
Yeah, Yeah, that's nice. It gives you a little bit of freedom then to explore like what comes next instead of deciding about this first thing. Yeah. That's a really nice strategy.
And okay, so go on. So
Yeah, I just remembered I already read out your answer to the question about the puzzle statistics, and that you were surprised that your average time had reduced over the year, and it was nice to see that proof. Can we ask what your time was at the beginning of the year, or the average time, and then what it was at the end of the year?
Yeah. So in January, I just had a look, it was 51 minutes 30. And then December, 36 minutes 40. So
wow,
quite a big jump. And I think generally throughout the year, the puzzles I'm doing have been like a range most of the time. So I don't think it's just like harder or easier puzzles. There are a couple of like spikes where it goes up. And that was like just before Worlds when I got like the peacock and all those really tricky puzzles. So my average time one goes up then. But otherwise, like the general trend throughout the year is it's like slowly coming down, which is nice because it's really my first year of speed puzzling. I started doing a few times just after Worlds last year, but then I didn't have my first competition till April, like 2025, which was UK Nationals. So it's really been like the first year for me. So it's cool to see like in a year how much you can improve.
Yeah. And you've been the whole year doing really great at competitions, right? You've been doing really good in the guzzles. Every time I see you in an EJJ, you're like in the one of the top puzzlers. So yeah, it's really cool to see that that you have reached all of these milestones so quickly.
Yeah. It's been amazing and kind of unexpected. Like I didn't really even think like at nationals that I would necessarily do as well as I did, and then kind of throughout the year it's been surprising. Like every time it's happened, like the first time I got to the podium in an EJJ I was so shocked. So it's just been really nice, and then like Worlds as well, so it's just it's just sort of reinforcing that like I am doing the right things and like getting faster, and it's cool to start like the people that I was watching like at Worlds a couple of years ago and thinking we're so fast, like that actually now in some competitions I've beaten some of them, or I've got times that are not that far off, and that's really cool.
It's funny you say that you were surprised how good you were doing at the EJJs, because like for me it was like the first time I saw your name was you at like had a really good placement somewhere. So every time I saw your name afterwards, I'm like, oh yeah, Rachel's gonna do great. So I'm not so surprised.
Well, I never would have thought like I would have been in the top 10 for my first one. Like I thought it might take me a while to like get there, but it was really cool. I feel like I'm maybe not the best puzzler, but I'm pretty consistent, I guess, like across different styles of puzzles.
having just a puzzle talent, yeah, you can definitely say that.
I just like all puzzles. I never hate them ever.
And we have also Fruity's husband doing an EJJ behind the scenes. Do you have any questions? What you want to see, or some things you have ever wondered about? Putting up an EJJ competition together.
I think the thing I would wonder most about is the like actual puzzle selection process. So like how far in advance does that happen? Does Michelle try out a lot of different puzzles, or does she now kind of know which puzzles are good? Does she try and like vary it between hard and easy and different styles? Like more about how the puzzles are chosen would be really cool.
Okay.
I'm also interested in all of those things. So it sounds like Torsten and Fruji have to make a full-blown documentary about this.
It does.
Yeah, and we're also an interview with Michelle. Yeah. Just
Another question I had, since we were talking about we had a little feedback round of like how your last year was, and let's do a little feed forward. What are your goals, your plans, your puzzle related goals for 2026? Have you signed up for any major events? Are you planning on going to any of the bigger events happening? What are the goals for 2026?
I feel like I mean, I'm so much more like involved in the community now. Like I started to know people, whereas when I went to competitions last year, it was often the first time meeting people. So like this year, going back to competitions where I already know people and I've got friends that I can talk to, that's going to be lovely. So just building on that. But then also, I guess, just trying to build on my performance, see if I can slightly improve. So I've got a few competitions sort of coming up. We've got a UK in-person competition in Cardiff in February. And then our nationals are in April. I came second last year at nationals, so I'd love to try and see if I can come first, but we'll see. Then I'm going to the French marathon, the 24-hour marathon, so that'll just be a lot of fun. But I'm also going to Munich in May, so I'm sort of looking at that at the moment, and it's got a few different sort of styles and challenges, so like that's kind of pushing me to like train and do different types of puzzles, which is quite fun.
Which 24-hour marathon in France are you going to? The one near like in the south, no, in the west, no, in the east of France, or do you know the village, the town that it is?
I can't remember off the top of my head. It's not like massively far from Paris, maybe an hour or two away from Paris. It's the one that like I think quite a few different people go. It's Fuji's going, for example. But
Is that where Nate and Mark are organizing it? I saw Nate and Mark having an Instagram post on a French 24 hours marathon.
I'm really not too sure. I didn't know there was more than one, so I don't know.
Yeah, because there's one that is like, I mean, everything in France is kind of near Paris. But there's one that is like a little bit further away from Paris, like more like east side-ish of France. And then there's the one in Belgium, but it's like the French-speaking part of Belgium. So I know that a few people like mistake it for France.
No, it's not that way. It's definitely in France. It's in April.
Okay.
Okay. Before or after the UK nationals?
The weekend before.
Week before. Okay, then going to the marathon, having a good recovery, and then having the UK nationals. And the UK nationals, where is it located? Is it in London, or does it hub? No, okay. Is it?
So it's in a place called Bradford, just outside of Leeds. It's a little bit more north of England, but it's like UK nationals, so people come from Scotland and Wales and Ireland. So it's kind of somewhere that's reasonably easy for all those people to get.
Oh, okay. Okay, and then London in the south would be more tricky to get there for the other part.
If you're in Scotland
UK.
or up in the north, it's a long way to come down. So.
And was it also last year there, or did the UK Puzzle Association just change the location year by year, or no? Okay.
Last year it was there. I mean, last year was the first ever UK nationals, but it's a really nice venue. So it's a school where you've got like a big sports hall, but at the back there is like a balcony that runs all the way along the back. So the spectators, you can like walk up and down and look at different people puzzling. So that's really nice. And there's a lot of like other space. So we had like a Ravensburger shop, a little like puzzling area. There was loads of outside space. There was a space where you could get food and watch the live stream. So it worked really well.
Oh, that's looking good.
Yeah.
Sounds good. And yeah, and this year there will also be a live stream. And yeah, and then I guess, yeah, okay, yeah, great. Then we can watch you puzzle and all the other great puzzles from the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are like your competitions that you have for 2026, but do you also have any like other more personal puzzle goals, like a time you want to beat, or like a style you want to get better in, or yeah, anything like that?
I would love to do a first attempt sub 30. And I'd love to do like a competition where I went sub 30. That would be really cool. I don't know if it's possible, but it would be cool. And I've got some like bigger puzzles because I'm actually during the year at some point I'm scheduled to have a surgery, so I'm going to have to sort of have a couple of months off work. So I've got like already planned and like put away safe like some bigger puzzles. So my plan is to sort of take some time to do some slower puzzles and bigger puzzles and enjoy doing those.
Nice. I mean, not nice that you have to have a surgery,
No.
but nice that you have
It's
you'll
fine.
have time to do some bigger puzzles.
Yeah. I've got the 7,000 piece like 6 portals puzzle, so I'm
Oh, yeah.
really excited to do that.
Yeah, I like that puzzle as well. I just don't have space for a big puzzle like that, so I'm kind of like the maximum I can do is like 3,000 pieces. So
Yeah, I think I can normally fit about 3,000 on my table. I think I'm gonna have to do it in 2 halves and then like put it together on the floor or something.
yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if anybody has such a big table to fit a 7,000 piece puzzle on the table. That would be a massive table. So doing that in sections, I guess, yeah, that is normal.
Yeah. I
For
mean,
most
they
people.
come in sections, so
Yeah.
Yeah, but you plan to do it in the section in the back as they come, or do you pull all them together and doing it that?
Because I need to do it in 2 halves, I'll probably just keep it in the bags. Certainly, I thought I might do it more than once. And I thought, well, it will only be in the bags one time. So maybe the first time I do it, keep it in the bags and do it in sections. And then if I do it again, it will all be mixed together.
Yeah, I understand that approach. Yeah, I think I would do also the same. And also, it's there only more sorting because the color stands out, right? So that is an easy pull, I think, for the colors. So yeah, it isn't that hard to just to pull the different colors, the different portals out.
all right. Do you have any other questions for Rachel? Or maybe Michelle has another question for Rachel.
Rachel, I'd love to know I know you're keeping some stats on myspeedpuzzling.com. How many hours did you puzzle this year, and what did your family and friends say when they heard how many hours you spent puzzling, or how many puzzles you did?
I think I can check actually, but I think I was like 300 and something hours. And I don't know if anyone in my family would know that I puzzled that long. So I don't know what they would say. They probably wouldn't be surprised. A lot of people were surprised this year just in general about me doing speed puzzling because no one I sort of spoke to about it had ever really heard of it before. But I get like a lot of them just ask me questions a lot of the time, like, what puzzles have you been doing? How fast have you done them? Like, what competitions have you got? So they're always really interested, which is nice.
Yeah, I feel like that's the general reaction always of people that don't know like speed puzzling is a thing. Is like, what, that exists? And then it's like, yeah, you want to tell them everything about it.
And then like people who've actually watched the live streams and the competitions have been kind of surprised how exciting they found it. So my parents especially, they like watching all the live streams and they say it's really interesting. So
It definitely is.
yeah.
Shout out to Rachel's parents.
They'll probably watch it.
Great.
All right, Rachel, thanks for sticking around and
Thank you.
talking to us. And we're looking forward to seeing you again and keeping an eye out on your competitions and cheering you on.
Thank you so much. Lovely to speak to you both.
Same.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I love talking to Rachel. I talked to her before on an EJJ, and she's always so generous with her insights and the things that she's talking about. Always very interesting.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. We have, in the meantime, we have 52 finishers. So we're officially over halfway done. We still have about an hour and 22-ish minutes to go. So people that are working on the second puzzle now, you still have well over an hour to work on it. In
And
the meantime,
we had 44 participants closing in under 2 hours. So 44 people doing 2 500-piece puzzles in under 2 hours with a tricky castle puzzle. That's an impressive achievement.
yeah, it's a little bit sad that we don't see exactly how long people took with the first puzzle compared to the second puzzle. I think the only one that I can really kind of gauge the best would be Christian. And I think he took, he was faster with the second puzzle, right? Because the first puzzle he did in 36 minutes about, and then he finished in an hour and 2 minutes or something like that. So the second puzzle went faster.
Yeah, it definitely went faster. Yeah, and that was the feeling I had when I saw the 2 puzzles. That the second one is going to be faster for most of the people, but also the endurance maybe plays a factor. So after doing now about the 2-hour minute mark, then you slow down naturally. So and then it's harder to being speedy as at the start of the competition today.
Yeah, and not just not just general stamina, but also you don't really drink water or eat anything like while you're doing the puzzles. So like generally, your not only your mental focus will be less, but also just your physical capabilities will be a little bit impeded the longer you puzzle, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. And that's also then a factor for, Rachel mentioned the marathon in France, to have a good nutrition in the breaks, just to refuel yourself. And for 24 hours also to get a nap and sleep. That is also for marathons, that is also really important.
Yes.
So now we see Jenny on the screen putting in the last pieces on the second puzzles, and Rika also having or maybe 40 pieces left, and Mandy, she finished both puzzles. Congratulations, Mandy. That is looking really great. And on screen we have also Sophie having maybe 100 pieces left. Isabel also only having to do the background. And we have Matthias, we will later have on finished all the characters, and now has most of the pieces left are or is the background. So that's looking promising here.
So I am myself a big fan of doing first the hard thing and then the easy thing. So I like the order that this was in, because then it's kind of like you do like a hard part, especially this last part that you finish with this puzzle, and then it's like reward. And maybe that also gives people like a little bit of a boost once they start with their second puzzle. Later on, we will also be talking to Matthias, who we see on screen right now. He's closing in on the background, and maybe we will see who will finish first, because before we will also be talking to Isa, who is a Twitch streamer from the US, and is also closing in on the background. They're like relatively even, I think. Isabel is a little bit ahead of Matthias right now, but they will be our guest interviewees for later. So if you have any questions for them, you can already leave them in the chat right now, and then we can get to them later.
And we also see Charlene with the red table on screen right now. And yeah, that is really good for the sky and the background image here, I guess. I'm not sure how it was playing out for the castle image, but in this image with a lot of sky and being white and blue, definitely helps for the color distinguishing, I guess.
Yeah, I've talked a lot about white tables versus brown tables versus black tables, but I've never even thought about like a red table. And not only is it red, but it's like shiny red. So
Shiny red.
yeah, I wonder if it makes it easier or if it makes it harder. And now looking at this, it does have a really great contrast. So I think it's actually making it easier. And you said you're not sure about the green, but like green and red are complementary, like opposite colors. So I think that you probably will be able to see green pieces relatively well on a red puzzle, on a red table.
Yeah. It could be tricky with the reflections I see on the screen on the table. That could be, but it's on camera. It's always different than in person, so that could be also a factor. But that looking good by Charlene and putting in the background pieces.
Yeah, and it's interesting that Charlene has not finished the border.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting. She pulled them aside, the border pieces, but we see that also for Sophie. Sophie also doing the border pieces lately, so that is also a thing. And we see Matthias now flipped the puzzle also, and having now just the background sky to assemble.
Yeah, we are at 2 hours and about 15 minutes in this 3.5-hour competition. We have 64 finishers out of 98. Most people are well into their second puzzle at this point. From what I can see is that, like, yeah, I think everyone has started the second puzzle. At least as far as I can see. And so we have about another hour and 15 minutes to go, which should give people plenty of time to finish this slightly easier second puzzle. Michelle posted before her times for both of these puzzles, and she was about 10 minutes faster for the second puzzle. So that's kind of can give you like a guidance for how long you might still be puzzling on this one.
Yeah, 9-minute gap. I would have assumed so around 10 minute differences in the in both of the puzzles, and we had that also for Christian around that time, 8 to 10 minutes gap between the two puzzles, and yeah, maybe afterwards, we see some maybe some of the puzzlers tracked with their own timer, both of the first one, and put them up on my speed puzzling or puzzle tracker, that we can see afterwards which one went faster.
All right, Michelle is confirming to me that everyone has, or she thinks everyone has finished the first puzzle. So yay, congratulations, everyone. That's a great achievement already right there. And yeah, we'll see how you're going. And hopefully the second one's going to be faster for all of you. Yeah, we have someone commenting in the chat that it took 1 minute and 1 hour 7 minutes for the first puzzle and 1 hour and 1 minute for the second puzzle. So still a 6-minute difference, which is quite significant.
Okay. Catherine, do you have a question regarding the EJJ when we have Thorsten later filming the warehouse, etc.? Do you have anything in mind?
I mean, as a regular co-host of the EJJ, I do have maybe a little bit more insight into the behind the scenes as other people that are just competing or watching from their couch at home or their bed. Like I've seen some people are like in bed with a cup of tea, which sounds lovely. And yeah, do I have another question? I think the one thing I don't know is how Michelle chooses the puzzles. And I know that sometimes she thinks that she made like the wrong choice. Like there was this one moment where she chose like a really hard puzzle for a 50+ club, like the one with the flowers. And I don't think in the end there can be such a thing as like a wrong choice, unless, you know, maybe the quality is really, really poor or something like that, which so far we haven't had. But still, I would be curious to see the thought process behind, like, oh, I'm going to choose this puzzle for this specific competition. I was already thinking, for example, for this one today, it is 2 very different images, and yet both of them have a sky and both of them have greenery. They are very different styles, but they have this in common. And I kind of like this about the competition today, is that they are very, very different, and yet they have this like a little bit of a similar theme, like something big in the middle, and then like same type of backgrounds, even though one's an illustration and one is a photograph.
Yeah, and then also one landscape and one portrait. So that's also a difference there.
Yeah. How about you, Misha? Do you have any questions for?
Yeah, I have. One came in my mind, how the logistics, not only for the EJJ, but also the other puzzles in the warehouse. How do you sort them? Is it by brand or is it by piece count? That's what one thing I'm interested in. So how how is the warehouse organized? Do you going for the puzzles by brand or by piece count or any other technique, or how is that playing out?
All right, so yeah, we're all curious to see Thorsten. I hope you're taking notes on all the things that people are saying that they want to see. I got word that one of our interviewees has finished, and Isabel, if you're there, you can turn on your camera and your mic. And then, yeah, there you are. Hi.
Hi. Let's see if I got
Hi.
the right cam on. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, nice. Hi.
Hi. How are you doing?
Oh my goodness. I'm kind of tired. Yeah.
So you're in the US. Which time zone are you in?
I'm Eastern, so it's about 6:25 a.m. for me. So we started around 4.
All right. And your strategy was get up early or stay up late?
Oh, definitely get to bed as early as I could and then wake up every few hours and see the time and realize that I had to get up sooner and yeah. Oh,
So, is it your first time that you're doing an EJJ?
no, I think this is like my third or fourth at this point. I know a lot of people do the ones that are in the evening during the weekdays. Those are my lunch break, and so those are tough for me to make because I'm in the middle of my workday. So I think all of the ones I've signed up for are these 10 a.m. Brussels times, which are the 4 a.m. Eastern, which is kind of it's kind of exciting. I think it feels kind of epic. You know, I'm doing this really cool thing, setting my alarm. So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. I mean, I don't know if I would have the dedication to get up that early on a Sunday morning to do like 2 puzzles.
Oh, we have seen um, for puzzling enthusiasts that isn't. We have seen also other crazy things. So
Yeah, and I think I'm definitely not the only one. I didn't have the commentary on, but I saw that our friend Hannah Doyle was up. So I think it would be about like 3:30 a.m. for her as well. I'm sure she did really well. I'm gonna go see her time afterwards. But
Yeah, she came 5th.
oh my goodness.
Yeah, she did
That's
really,
cool.
really well. And then Connor was also here, who did also really well. I
ninth
forget.
Oh my
place
goodness.
he did.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
I think he's based in Texas. So what time zone would that be?
They commented on in the live chats but it was at the beginning of the competition, and it was 3:30 for him.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty special. I'm sure it'll be a memory that when he grows up, it'll be a good story. So
Yeah.
mhm.
Definitely. Isabel, what do you think about today's puzzle, and which one is more your style? Is it more the landscape with the castle, or is it more the illustration with the cartoon?
Let's see. Based on the times, definitely the cartoon was faster. I haven't had the chance to do a lot of landscapes, and so like I felt like with the landscape it was clearer where to start, but then there was it was like really a part 1 part 2 puzzle. Is it like you start and you're going and then you get to the green and you're like, oh shoot, okay, well this is where the real work starts. But with the cartoon I felt like there was always something to keep looking for and sorting. Even the sections that were kind of all over the place, like you know, the skin tones, those appear in a lot of places, but by the time you get to them, I feel like there's a lot of context to build off. So I ended up doing those after all of the hair and the clothes were done. Yeah, I'll say also the landscape. What's interesting there is, I think, so I signed up for the World Series, and I know that one of the challenges in the World Series is going to be gradients. And so gradients is something that I struggle with disproportionately. And so that in the landscape one, I was very aware of the issue of the gradient in the sky. That was a little bit difficult for me. So because of that, also the landscape also had these elements that I found quite challenging. Yeah. I did finish them both in 75 minutes, which I'm relieved about. Yeah.
Where did you start it with the second puzzle, with the enemy puzzle? Was the character that stood out? Did you start it with the characters and the dog, or?
Let's see. So it was Edge first, and then I tried to look for the colors that were the least common. So I pulled all of the orange and did that. And then I pulled all of so there's a sort of like a pinkish dark wine purple, which is the hair of one character and the shirt of the other. So I pulled all that. And then I started doing the other hair, which there's a blue hair that's a bit difficult to distinguish from the sky, but by that time I could see it. So I did that. And then the green hair is also quite unique. I think I did the rest of the elements of the clothes. Oh, and the little fox, that's cute. I'm not familiar with the show or the game, but the fox was really cute. And then let's see, tree trunk. all the green and then ended it in the sky again because it has these gradienty elements which are a little bit difficult. So yeah. So rather than character by character, it was kind of like color by color. Yeah.
And today's theme of the day was about statistics. Do you track all your puzzle on myspeedpuzzling.com or Puzzle Tracker? And do you track them, or how do you approach that?
No, I'm terrible about that. And I feel so bad because so I have like a handful of times on myspeedpuzzling.com. I do post a jigsaw puzzle every day on Instagram. I'm on day 398 or something like that, I think it's today. But I have, and I do this old school thing where every puzzle I have a little index card and I write it by hand. And so right now I'm like, well, if I start putting things in the spreadsheet, I feel like I'm going to have to go back and get every little index card out and go through my 390 something days on Instagram and record all those times. And I'm so overwhelmed by the idea of having to go and do that I just am not doing that, which is terrible. I like stats in general. I'm volunteering for the USAJPA working on revamping the algorithm for the ranking for the puzzlers. So I have a lot of data, but I just use the data from that data set to look at my own performance relative to other people. It's just like it's a subset of all the puzzles I do. I have no idea how I'm doing. I'm getting the feeling that I'm going faster, but I really wish I had empirics to back that up.
Yeah, but you could. So you have it on your index card. So that is also interesting. And then you put the index card right in with the puzzle in the box, right? So.
And then I never look at it again until I take the puzzle out.
But if you do it again, then you could do a comparison. So then you can check. Okay, I did it then in that year, maybe 1 year before, and now I'm doing it, and then you can see how much you improved over the time has gone on since then.
Yeah, it's really tough to figure out what the right way to look at improvement in performances, though, right? Because like some would argue you do it again. I know that I have a friend who does it. Like he won't repeat a puzzle until it's been at least 6 months, hoping to forget it. And I don't know what my time to forget a puzzle is. Like if I really like a puzzle, then I'm going to remember it more than a puzzle that I just kind of try to forget on purpose because it's a little bit challenging. And then so there's like the personal time and the fact that when you repeat puzzles, your time goes down. But then there's also tracking yourself relative to the field as well. And you know, I guess if I had stuff on myspeedpuzzling.com, you could download it. But it's hard to know what questions I could answer with my own personal data set that would be I'd be able to contextualize. In the sense that I'd be able to use these to understand how I do relative to other people, if that makes sense. Like right now, the data sets are interesting for me because I'm kind of at that point where I'm not, you know, the fastest. So for me, when I'm looking at a data set, I'm trying to see what are my chances of qualifying to the next round in this competition? Like that's the kind of thing that I'm trying to look at. Like for nationals for the US, last year, I think it was the top third that progressed to finals. This year, it's going to be the top quarter that are going to progress to finals. So, you know, it's fun to see if I'm improving. But what I really want to know is, am I going to get an extra puzzle for the finals round? So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and
oh, Catherine, go on, please.
I was just gonna say, yeah, moving on to the next round is a great goal in and of itself. Especially, yeah, I'm just like you. I'm also like not one of the fastest, but I'm also not slow. And I usually move like kind of in the middle of the people that that actually put their times online. But then I know that there's so many people that don't put their times online, and I sometimes overestimate like how fast those people will be. And then I'm like surprised when I go to a competition and I place like a little bit higher than what I would have anticipated, because of course you never know like how many people are going to be there that have never heard of my speed puzzling or that are just there for fun. and things like that. So I never thought about it like how you just put it, relative to know like where you are relative to the field. But that's a really good a good new way for me to think about it, actually.
Yeah.
So,
Relative.
yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I also wonder about the bias of what times get put on my speedpuzzling.com. Like if I do a puzzle, I'm, if I do a puzzle and I'm not that happy with how it went, I'm going to put it in the box. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to put it in the box, and that's that. But if I get a time and I'm like, oh, I PB'd, I remember that time. If I was recording, I think I'd be more likely to put that time on my speedpuzzling.com than that time I wasn't very excited about. So then I'm sure there must be bias in like what times actually end up getting posted. Like, oh, I'm not happy with that time, I'll put it up later, and then I never get around to it, versus, oh, my PB, that's going on my speedpuzzling.com right away.
Yeah. I just see like in the chat we have SJ who is saying that she manually entered 2 years of speed times into my speed puzzling from her spreadsheet. And she said it was worth it. So maybe considering.
Oh my goodness.
And I know SJ does a lot of puzzles. So it couldn't have been just a few.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I mean,
yeah,
the
it's
longer
dedication.
yeah. And it's also true, like the longer you put it off, the worse it's going to be if I actually get around to doing it.
But maybe you could.
Yeah.
Maybe you could now log in your data, and when you pull out a puzzle you had before, then you put in the index card at the previous one before, and then slowly you will have all the data in.
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering, so Catherine, you said you put your times and like, do you both put your times and then you put all of your times on?
No, if I'm just doing a casual puzzle, I'm not gonna basically anything that I don't time, I'm not gonna put a time in because I don't see the point. So I only put my times in of the puzzles where I say, okay, this is like I'm doing a speed puzzle now and I'm taking it seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes you have this idea of like trying to do that, but then I don't know, something comes in between. Like my dog is like really annoying, or like the postman comes and I have to like pause and stuff. And then I usually don't put those times in either, because I feel like I only want to put ones in where I'm really like real attempts, basically, with no breaks in between. Because I feel like even if you have a break just to open the door to like the postman or something like that, and you come back, you do have an advantage because you did have a little bit of a break. You had a gander around and you're looking at the pieces from a different point of view. And I tend to, puzzle a little bit faster every time, like right after I took a break. So I don't count those. But that's, a personal restriction that I put on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for me, I just started to log in data because I'm not a real speed puzzler. Karen, my girlfriend, is, but I like to just watching live streams and commentate on others to speed puzzle. But now I'm signed up for 4 beginners competitions, or 3 in-person competitions with a beginner category. So in January and in February, and also my first EJJ. I will do a flex EJJ 50 plus club, and 50 plus club. And now my goal is to finish in the beginner rounds. And now I track my times, and I hope I will finish then in the in-person competitions in the beginner rounds.
Misha, it sounds like you're a speed puzzler to me.
That's exactly what I was going to say. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
When I finish in the in-person event, and I doing and finish in the time limit, then I call myself a speed puzzler, and that is my goal.
No, I think the first time that you do a puzzle with the intent and you time yourself, that's it. Then you're it,
Yeah, I completely agree with Catherine. I'd also say, like, the mark of a speed puzzler is if you do a puzzle and instead of going, oh, that was nice, you think, I wonder how I could have been faster. Then you're a speed puzzler.
Yeah, okay, fair point. Yeah. I'm a slower speed puzzler.
Yeah, but I mean, everyone starts slow. There's
Almost
only
everyone.
yeah, I mean, there are a few people who didn't start like slow, but even the fast people didn't start off by doing like sub 30 times. Like nobody did that on their first time speed puzzling. And if they tell you that, I don't believe it.
And
Um,
FJ had also
go ahead,
another question for you, Isabel. Do you have a favorite table color for speed puzzling? Was a question in the chat for you.
Oh, you know
She's-
what?
She's
Oh, so-
asking this because there was a person, since you haven't listened to the live stream, there was a person who had a bright red, like shiny table. And it was the first time I ever saw someone do a speed puzzle on a bright red, shiny table. We've seen white, we've seen brown, we've seen black, like various shades of brown, light, dark, but bright red. And I was wondering, maybe it's good because of contrast.
Yeah, no, I'm poster board all the way. I'm not sure if I can show on the camera. It's just I have this light colored table, but I just have a bunch of poster boards, and some of them are taped off to like the size for the competition, and some of them are just without any tape. But yeah, I can't imagine puzzling with a bright red table. I feel like I don't know why I'm imagining that it's shiny.
It was shiny, yes.
But the glare, no. On the other hand, if you use that for practice, it's like then you get to a competition, you have like a nice matte neutral color, then I guess you have an advantage. So you're training to avoid the distraction. So yeah.
Yeah, I once turned up to a competition, last year's Belgian national championship, and their tables were dark brown. And I, like you, I have poster boards that I put down, or I have this like plexiglass plate that's like milky white. So I'm used to doing it on white things where also the pieces can slide really well. And it threw me completely off to do a puzzle on a dark background, especially because one of the puzzles was like a Bridgerton 500-piece puzzle with like lots of like dark gray and dark purple like areas, and I just couldn't see the puzzles anymore. So it was it made me think maybe I should practice on darker puzzles as well and get some like black foam board.
Yeah. It's I feel like it's not as common. I do these pair competitions at a bar, and even then we have just like a piece of white paper. It's just big enough for the puzzle, and then some of the puzzle pieces have to go onto the wooden table of the bar. It's these like big long tables, and you have pairs seated along the bar, and we lose pieces sometimes if they fall off the white sheet because we don't see them. So it's definitely a challenge. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit more about your Twitch streaming? Like, what is it that you do there? Like, is it only puzzle related or not? And like, what was the motivation behind starting a Twitch channel?
Ooh, okay. So before I was into puzzling, I was playing a lot of video games. So I watched a lot of people on Twitch, and then I started puzzling again, and I found the jigsaw puzzle category. And so let's see, I think there's Kyle Cawson is he's a pretty very fast puzzler in the US, and he was streaming jigsaw puzzles. And so a bunch of us kind of made our way on there, partly because we knew him or knew of him from the US nationals and the US results. And so it became kind of like a place to hang out and chat. Like it's a bunch of speed puzzlers speed puzzling. Usually when people are on Twitch, you have people in a chat and the streamers talking to the chat. The speed puzzling, it's like, okay, guys, I'm going to focus. I'll check my chat in an hour or 40 minutes or, you know, however fast you are. And then we just like hang out in the chat by ourselves, and it's been really fun. And then I started streaming jigsaw puzzles because I went to a 24-hour puzzle marathon in California, and I thought, oh, this would be a fun thing to stream and to share. And so I brought my computer and my tripod, and I set everything up and streamed the whole thing. And I lost the video because there's a setting you have to do to save the video. I thought I'll watch it back, but I lost the video.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah. But it was fun because we had everybody on our team. We shared the link with it, and there were 8 people on the team, so people's family were like coming and checking out the event and could see their family member puzzling. So that was fun. And then I think a bunch of us started streaming. So for example, Hannah Doyle, who was competing earlier, she streams. We watched her get a personal best of a sub 27 on a 500 piece on Thursday. So that's really exciting.
She didn't mention that at all.
She didn't mention it. No, well, she did it live on Twitch. We were all watching and we were all so excited in the chat. It was really exciting. And then, for example, Jim, who commentates the EJJ a lot, he's in our chat a lot, which is really nice, giving us feedback and advice. I love when Jim's in my chat because he'll give me these data points like edge done at this minute right here. Look at the time stat number 25. You need to focus on a part. And I'm like, okay, this is great. I'm like getting my notes on how to puzzle better. So there's a bunch
help to coach.
No, it's great. It's great. And then I mean, like we get to see these really fast puzzlers, and like we get to see how they do their flips and how they start approaching difficult sections and when they bounce off. It's like a really good way to get a lot of information and maybe try to copy them and steal their secrets. It's not working yet, but we were trying. Yeah, so it's fun. It's we've got also a bunch of international folks on Twitch as well. So we have like our friend Lily, who's a fast puzzler from Brazil, is in the chat. We have our friend from Canada, folks from the US. We have our friend in Finland who likes puzzling. So it's kind of like a international friend group, and we just hang out, and it's nice. And at first I felt like it was good to have pressure. Like, okay, I'm doing a run and people are watching me. I can't just slack off or just decide halfway through, this is not a real run. I'm done. I'm just going to finish it slowly. It's like people are watching. I have to focus until the end. But I have to admit, I've gotten a little too comfortable now with it. So, yeah.
You're getting used to it, everything.
Yeah. Actually, I'm streaming right now. So, Chad is watching this overlay.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Chad is watching. Oh, my friend says she's going to sleep. Good night, Sue. Sorry.
I'm surprised there's people watching at all if it's like 6 a.m. in the US right now.
Yeah.
And probably earlier in the mid US, right?
Yeah. We have I think it's a few folks on the West Coast who stayed up really late.
Right. Isabel, do you have regular times when you stream, or you just announce it and then go live doing a jigsaw puzzle, or do you have regular times when you do a Twitch live stream?
Oh, I'm terrible. I just I go live like at least once a week, sometimes like 4 or 5 times a week. Some other folks are better at it. Like I think
having a schedule.
Yeah, if you go out in the evenings and check out the jigsaw puzzle category, in the evenings on weekdays especially, like Kyle streams Tuesdays, Thursdays, Hannah streams Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We have a whole bunch of other people who kind of do the in-betweens. But often weekdays in the evenings, US or Eastern to Pacific time, there's usually somebody on speed puzzling. On the weekends, sometimes we're out. And we also live stream a lot of competitions. So folks will be live streaming US Nationals. I'm hoping to stream Canadian Nationals that I'm going to as well. And then I'll say like half-ish, maybe I'm exaggerating. A good amount of the US contingent is Twitch streamers, as well as Madara is also streaming on Twitch. So I think a lot of us are also going to live stream World Series, like just our table and then a view of the room. So yeah, that'll also be fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Just to see that.
I realize I need to get more into watching puzzlers on Twitch, because I do have like a few people that I watch, but like you are more like there for like the video games. But yeah, it sounds fun. That is, so then my evenings can be filled with puzzles.
Yeah, like there's a lot of puzzling TV. It didn't used to be like that, but we have enough that you can usually watch somebody puzzling on Twitch at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you were mentioning before, like already some places that you're gonna go to this year for puzzling. I'm also gonna be in Munich, by the way, so I can meet
Oh,
in person.
yay, let's go.
But do you have any other like 2026 like puzzle related goals, like either personal goals of like beating certain times, or just like, I don't know, competitions you like to go to, or like Twitch related goals, anything in that direction?
Let's see. I feel like I've kind of plateaued right now. I'm trying to get away from like goals that are out of my control, if that makes sense. So even though I really want to have the goal of qualifying for nationals or like finishing every puzzle at the World Series, I feel like I can only do so much, and there's a lot of that that's out of my control. It's like who shows up in my round, what puzzles are chosen. So I have my puzzle a day streak that is on year 2. I think it would be really nice to get to 500 because that's a nice round number. But I think the other thing is I want to try to figure out a way I can practice with intention, if that makes sense. So not just puzzling, but make sure that I'm being effective in my puzzling. I don't know what that's going to look like yet, but I'm gonna try to get a little bit of feedback and then make sure that I have some like practice related goal. I'm still thinking about it. I don't really know yet. Yeah, still thinking about it.
Okay, I have one question came into my mind. Oh, no, it's gone. Because do you have? I have just to think. Yeah. So no, now it came back. It came back. So Isabel, for your more than 1 year puzzle streak, do you have a minimum piece count, or do you say, okay, if I just have I assemble a puzzle, then it counts?
Oh, okay. So I decided I became less and less strict as the year went on.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically every day I post a complete puzzle to Instagram every day. That's become easy because there's a big backlog of photos I have for that. And the puzzling specifically, it's every day I do some sort of puzzling, and I think it's got to be like at least 10 minutes. Like, some days I run like 3 500s. I'm like, definitely that counts. I check the box. Sometimes I'm traveling and I have a bunch of like mini puzzles that my friend gave me. And so if I'm at an airport or at a hotel, it'll be like I pull out my mini puzzle and I'll do that, and that counts. And sometimes when it's like in between, I don't know how to say this, like in the off season of competitive puzzling, like we're a sport, so we can have an on season and an off season. In the off season, if I have a large piece count puzzle on the dining table, and I go and I just sit there for like half an hour and I put a few pieces in, that also counts. So I'm being really flexible with it, just because I don't want to burn out,
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that, and I would do the same approach as you. And okay, he thought about told us about the mini puzzles that also you consider when you um, somewhere. But what was the tiniest and the biggest puzzle you did last year, or in the streak when you can
Oh my
remember?
god. Okay, actually. Oh wait, it's not the tiniest puzzle. Do you guys have a second? I'm gonna go grab my baby puzzle. My baby puzzle. Oh, it's right
Baby
here.
puzzle.
Yeah.
Okay, and in the meantime, we had 84 finishers. So we have, I think, 12 people, oh no, 14 people left. We have 89 participants, and we have finished 87. I just had to check. So 11 more puzzles doing the second puzzle.
Let's go. Okay, this is my tiniest puzzle. It's an eagle with 36 pieces. If you can see it, it's really cute. It's these like astronaut baby animals.
Animals astronaut, yeah, that looking really cute, yeah.
It's so cute. And then I think the biggest one. So I did the Karen Puzzles 3000, and then also with my friend Sammy Brownlow, who also does a lot of the EJJs. Sammy, I think she won. She won a jigsaw puzzle at Worlds this year from their team's position. I think they podiumed, and so they got to take home these massive puzzle piece count puzzles, and she brought home, I think it's called Green Dragon or Forest Dragon.
Oh,
it's big and it's very green, and it was at her house one day, and we were gonna hang out and puzzle, and I was doing dragon puzzles. I like dragon puzzles, and she's like, I have this one, and I think it was like a 20-second decision, like, should we do this? I was like, yeah, and so I went back I think I went back 4 days in a row, and we puzzled for what would have been at least 6 hours every day. And
okay.
so we did it done. We got it done in like 4 days. It was just very green. Yeah, so that was two 3,000 piece puzzles. One of them with Sammy. And so
Yeah, it's really nice if you live close to another fellow puzzler that you get on well with, and that you can do like these projects with. I think that's really a privilege, because a lot of people don't, have this like readily available. You have to travel like a couple of hours to train with your fellow puzzler. So that's really cool.
yeah, and she's got the best collection of puzzles, and she likes really cute puzzles too. So I like going and hanging out. It's nice to have friends close by. I feel like I have a lot of friends on Twitch, but we can't puzzle with each other. We mail each other things, but it's not the same. So yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, super cool. Thank you so much for hanging out and chatting and letting us have a little bit of an insight into your world and your being on your Twitch. Hello again.
And maybe you could name your Twitch. So just name your Twitch tag or so that we can find you there.
Sure. It's Radical Puzzler TTV all together. Radical Puzzler, and then PTVs is like Twitch TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
Radical Puzzler.
Yeah, or Radical Puzzler on Instagram, all one word. But I think if you go there and you check out the jigsaw puzzle category as well, you'll find like all of the folks who stream, a lot of casual puzzlers, a lot of which is like puzzle and chat, but also a lot of speed puzzlers now. Yeah, you come hang out in the chat, and it's really fun.
Great, thank you for the addition.
Thanks so much. See you in the latest in Munich.
I'm so excited. I'm learning German.
Yay. All right. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I love talking to new people.
Yeah, definitely. It's refreshing getting new insights, other insights, other views on speed puzzling or puzzling in general. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And these
I mean,
are
new to
really
us,
cool.
obviously. She's not new to speed puzzling or like
Yeah.
the puzzle community in general.
At the Twitch puzzle community, I learned about a lot today. So maybe I have to check Twitch out. I'm not a Twitch user, so maybe I should just go there and hang out there and check their live streams there.
Yeah.
It sounds fun.
Okie dokie. Then, finally, Matthias, we come to you. You've been waiting so patiently for us to finally talk. So if you want, just turn on your camera and your microphone.
Hello to you.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Yeah, thanks for asking. It was a blast. Yeah, had fun with the puzzles a lot.
Yeah, so Matthias is the puzzle engineer that maybe you know from Instagram. And is this the first time that you do like a speed puzzle of two puzzles right after each other, or have you practiced before?
I've done that before. Last year, Kati organized a 10-hour solo marathon in Germany, and I was part of that as well. That's a lot of fun. In general, I like the endurance events. In the past, I was running a lot, like half marathon or hiking for long distances. So endurance events in general are my thing.
That's really interesting. So it's kind of something that you've taken over from other hobbies, that the endurance part speaks to you more than doing like short sprints.
Kind of, yeah. So I always feel my strength comes in when you need to focus after a long time. When you run for a half marathon or you hike for 100 kilometers, it is a lot more brain work than actually you need to train your body physically. And with speed puzzling or puzzling in general, it's very similar.
Yeah, that's a really cool like angle to look at it from, as like a type of endurance sport. Tell me about the puzzles today. Did you have a favorite? Which one suited you better? Which one was faster?
Well, listening to everyone else, I feel like a little bit more on the outside. To me, the castle puzzle was the favorite. I like gradients a lot and photographies a lot, so it was really the better one for me, and the times confirmed that one. For the castle, I finished in 1 hour and 6 minutes, and the animation one was 1 hour and 20 something. So big difference. Yeah.
Do you think that has to do
So far,
with...
you're the...
Oh, sorry, I'm just jumping in for a moment. Do you think that is to do
Michelle,
because...
go ahead.
Do you think that's because you're in Germany, having grown up with Ravensburger and a lot of like landscapes and a lot of castles, that you just maybe have a lot of this in your experience that you feel more comfortable with these, or is it just because you like the image better?
Thanks for that question. Probably might be the case that we are used to having photograph puzzles. When I started thinking about why is that the case, so for me it's challenging to identify on a busier puzzle what sections go together. That's something that takes me a lot of time compared to other puzzlers. When I have a gradient, I can see the difference in color very quickly. But when I have a busy puzzle like with this one, where all the green parts go together or the purple parts go together, that takes me much longer. So this is the challenge I'm facing and where I try to improve.
So strategy-wise, with you saying the second one was harder for you, can you identify like why? Was it is it the busyness? Is it like the flatness of the colors? Because sometimes with illustrations you have this, if you're more used to like natural gradients and the ways that colors work on photographs, and then you have like this like flatness of color for the drawings, is Is that maybe like the difference for you, or would it be something else?
Well, if you have a section of the same color, like in the animation puzzle with the dog, the pinkish one, or the purple hair, that went okayish. But as soon as it's small sections mixed together, that's where it gets tricky for me to identify how the parts align towards each other. I remember in the last podcast, the Peace Talks podcast, Kristen was saying she's rotating the piece in her hand when she moves it into place, so she knows exactly the orientation. I need to hold it in the position where I think it is, and then rotate it and seeing where it might connect. So this is the part where I'm taking longer than other puzzlers. And listening to everyone now on the chat, people are saying they like the animation puzzle more. And yeah, so that's sad for me and good for everyone else, right? So there's and good for me. I can improve on that a lot because I see other people are doing the puzzles faster. So it is possible. It's just a way of learning how to do it.
We have Mineke in the chat has a question for you. She wants to know, when are you gonna do the Northern Lights?
Yeah, we have that on our list for 2 years or so now. It is both our nightmare puzzle, and last year at the World Championships, we thought we might get some time to do it together. Yeah, I still have it here, Mineke. It's still on the list, so we will do it latest at the Dutch Nationals this year.
Okay, and I have a question also for you, Matthias. Hi, by the way.
Hi.
Yesterday or maybe today you posted a New York puzzle on Instagram, and you said that is one of your puzzles of the New York collection. And my question is, how did it started? Maybe is New York your favorite city, and how large is the collection of New York City puzzles?
Several good questions. So it started like when I was a kid. I was fascinated with the city, and when I finished school in Germany before starting university, my mom asked me where I wanted to go for a trip, my first big vacation by myself, and I went to New York City for that one. And ever since then, when I get the chance to visit, this is my favorite city to go to. And then with jigsaw puzzling, when that started like 2.5 years ago, yeah, it came naturally, kind of, when you see different images. Being one of the most famous cities in the world, puzzle companies tend to use them for pictures as well, and you see many different ones. This last puzzle I posted was actually from a movie. It's one of the a very old movie, and I by coincidence saw the puzzle on Vinted, so it's a secondhand puzzle I bought. How big the collection is, I don't actually know. I'll count that later today, and then I'll post that on Instagram where you can check that out. I don't know how many that are. I guess at least more than 10, but I'll see.
Okay. And what the follow-up question? What is the smallest puzzle New York themed, and the biggest puzzle New York themed you have in your collection?
The smallest is a 200 or 300 piece puzzle. The biggest one is 5,000.
5,000. Okay, so you don't. I know there's a famous 40,000 Ravensburger New York skyline from the windows. You don't have that in your collection yet.
No, not yet. No. A couple of days ago, Ravensburger posted like a quiz, or no, not really a quiz. They were asking, there are 3 big puzzles, and asking which one you would choose. It was like 7,000 or 9,000 pieces, and there was one New York puzzle there as well. So maybe they decide at some point to just gift those to someone commenting. So fingers are crossed.
Okay, great. And the theme of the today was statistics. I'm not sure if we had read your answer about statistics. Do you track your times? I think we had it online, but maybe you can elaborate on now in the interview also.
Matthias was the one who was surprised that he puzzled for over 400 hours.
Yeah, and it was then almost 17 days. 17 days in the last year you puzzled. Okay, yeah. So you accurate at recording your time.
Yeah, well, thanks for calculating how many days that is. I didn't do that myself. I was surprised because like having a day job, working 40 plus hours a week, traveling a lot, I felt like I did not have so much time to puzzle afterwards, after work or in my free time. So that was a surprise that it was still so many hours. And I did not even log every event time there. So like for 10-hour team events, for example, I did not put the numbers in there because you work in a team, you don't have an individual like time really. So it's a bit more even than the numbers I logged. Other than what I guess Isabel was saying, that she only puts in the really speedy times. I try to log every time when I track it. I heard that other puzzlers, they don't log everything. Yeah, so this way I get the good statistics and can see how much I do, how many brands, how many puzzles I do over time.
Yeah, and now I saw it. Maybe it came new up on my speed puzzling that they have a casual category for casual puzzling. So not only you can also enter the data there. So I haven't figured out yet how the categories work, but I saw that there is a function for that for casual puzzling.
That's interesting point when you mentioned that. When I started speed puzzling, at some point, like when I wanted to do a puzzle casually, like intentionally casually, that felt really hard to do because you're so used to do it fast all the time, and then switching back to do it slow and not switching automatically into your competition mode. That was difficult for me at the beginning. When I was puzzling with friends, they were curious and they asked, "Hey, let's do a puzzle together." I automatically switched somehow to the competition mode. So slowing down can be a challenge.
And do you have specific goals for 2026 regarding puzzling? Maybe topping your almost 17 straight days in puzzling time, or maybe any other goals, maybe for competitions or so?
Well, my biggest goal is meeting all the people again. This year we have this World Series competition in Munich where people from all over the world are coming. That was a really surprise to see that everyone is so interested in that format. And you have time in between the competitions to talk to each other. Not everyone is sitting at the table and you need to wait for their round is finished. So I'm really curious to see how that will turn out to talk to other people. I already have a couple of people I'm going to meet there for the first time. We were chatting online a lot, and then we have the chance to talk to each other in person for the first time. Maybe pick out some other locations to travel to. This is nice now. You have so many competitions popping up everywhere, and this is a good excuse to explore a new city, meet people, and have a competition at the same time. I plan to go to Italy for the Italian nationals. Dutch nationals is already on the list. Maybe later in the year, there's one or two other ones that are close by to travel to.
That is great. Yeah, and that is also a thing I love about puzzling. Even though I'm not competing in every competition, I like to go to the competitions with Caroline and then meeting people there and have a chat there. Yeah, that's one of the most fun parts of the competitions.
I'm sorry, I just swallowed something in the wrong part. I wanted to just say something to your what you said before about having trouble to do casual puzzling. I find what helps is to do bigger piece counts. So if you're always used to puzzling 500-piece puzzles as speed puzzles, then it's really easy to switch into that mode of like just wanting to do it as a speed puzzle. But if you're not that used to doing like 1,000-piece puzzles or bigger, then and you want to do a casual puzzle, I would recommend you do like a higher piece count.
Yeah, definitely put that on the list. Yeah, that's good advice. Thanks.
I know Michelle had like an interesting question for you as well.
So, Matthias, there's a controversial subject that affects me, but it also affects you and your wife, and that is the subject of nationality in national competitions and also in world championships. I know that your wife, Maria, is from Spain, and obviously you want to puzzle together when you go to a competition. And last year, at the beginning of the year, there was that rule about no, they have to be of the same nationality. And then, of course, you have an international team as well. You had Catherine from USA and Nadia from Indonesia on your team. And yeah, you were put in as like a mixed team at the World Championships. But yeah, if there were rules to come in, okay, so the rule at the beginning was reversed, that then mixed teams were allowed. But yeah, what is your whole perspective on this? And because what I actually found very interesting is when the Worlds made that initial announcement, you were one of the people who wrote a comment under there saying that you were a mixed pair and you wanted to puzzle together, and also that your wife was from a country, or both of you are from countries that are highly represented at the World Championships, from Germany and from Spain. And I think originally the rule was you could only be a mixed pair if you were only from like a minority country or something. So, and you wrote a comment about that, and that really also helped me to understand the situation a bit better. And at first, because it didn't affect me as a pair, I didn't really think much of it. But when I saw your comment, I was like, oh, wow, this actually has quite a big implication. So yeah, maybe just share from your side how that affects you and what you would wish for the future.
Yeah, thanks. Very, very controversial and interesting topic to talk about. What was like hitting me was the way how it was communicated. When you have a competition and you know upfront before registration is starting, these are the rules for a nationality, then you have time to prepare for it. When they change the rules so shortly without giving notice to people already registered, or like spreading beforehand, this is what we want to do next year, or like in advance, then it becomes a challenge to organize everything around it. For German nationals, for example, right up front when they had it the first time, they told everyone, if you want to be German champion as a team or as a pair, it needs to be 2 people from Germany. Then you can prepare for it. I believe with speed puzzling now, we are on the way to becoming a sport. You see that in other sports, like athletics. You have national competitions to qualify for world championships. And as soon as we reach that stage that every country has their own organization and you have a process, I think the having just one nationality in a team, as soon as it gets more organized, is okay. At the moment where we are right now, I think having the mixed teams or mixed pairs should be more flexible. And we see competitions do that. You have a separate category for mixed teams. You can get the same like reward out of a competition, even though you participate in a national competition without being from that country. So there are ways when you communicate straightforward, this is what we're doing, with all the consequences, good and bad, for people. People have time to prepare. That's fine. If you switch it in between or don't communicate at all, that's always the worst for any rule or regulation you have.
Mm-hmm. So can you tell us your plans for the German nationals? Is your wife also participating?
Yeah, we're participating. We go as a mixed team, a mixed pair, and then mixed team as well. Because now we knew the rules. We knew what's going to happen. We know we'll not be German champions, most likely. So for us, it's still good. I can understand people that are still have mixed feelings on that.
Yeah, even though when only your nationality isn't then reflecting the country, but you live in it, so that is also
Yeah, good point to mention. Yeah, we heard that from Chiara and Katia. Chiara is living in Germany for a long time, but still is Italian. I think if I remember correctly, there was something in the Netherlands, in the Dutch championships last year, when you live in the Netherlands for a couple of years, a certain amount of years, then you would still qualify as a resident, and you would be in the ranking as a purely Dutch pair. So that's quite a nice approach to like innovative approach to get around that different nationalities that we have and where you live. That's
Yeah,
what Europe is. That's what Europe is all about, right? We are free within our borders. We can move around in countries. We can live there, work there without being resident. And if our competitions could reflect that, hey, that's good. Yeah, we should
Yeah.
work towards that.
I
Yeah,
agree on that.
I can say something about the rules at the Dutch nationals, because I was one of the people that was affected by that, because I am, my nationality is Luxembourgish, but I live in the Netherlands. My partner Jan, he's Dutch, and so yeah, we decided to settle here. But for me, it doesn't make sense to switch nationality. I'm 2 hours away from where I was born. You know, it's kind of, it doesn't make sense for me to like become a Dutch citizen. So, but you know, my life is here. I work here. Like everything for me is like, if I talk about home, I talk about both the Netherlands and Luxembourg. So I was really glad that I was able to sign up to the Dutch nationals as if I was a Dutch citizen. And like you said, I think this is the idea of Europe and having open borders and just being able to like move freely around. And I don't think it should restrict you from participating in competitions that are local. I also totally agree on the way that things are communicated, and especially the World Jigsaw Puzzle organization should, since it is such a big competition, should put more thought behind communicating these like rule changes that do have a big impact for a lot of participants that are going to be at the competitions. And I also understand that if you yourself are not, you know, one of the people that is going to be affected by it, if you're the person that comes up with the rules, maybe consult with someone who is an expert. Me myself being an expert, I have a lot of contacts that are also, you know, transplants from other countries, and it's kind of its own little community in that way. And so, yeah, I know we're not, obviously not the majority, but I think there's enough of us for, you know, organizers to realize this, especially in these countries like Germany, Belgium, Netherlands, France, Luxembourg, that are all so...
Sorry, I just need to interrupt and just say congratulations to Nita, who just finished. Well done, Tanita.
Hey,
And within the time limit.
congratulations.
Well done.
Congrats.
Yeah, I think that's the problem of Europe. Like if I look at the US, for example, they also have a huge number of puzzlers, but it's all one country. We basically have the same landmass with so many nationalities, so many expats, so many mixed couples and mixed families. And it's just so easy to cross the border. You know, for some people, it's easier to go to a competition or a nationals in another country because that's physically closer than the national championship in their own country. You know, depending where you live in Germany, it could be much closer to actually drive to the Czech Republic or Luxembourg or Netherlands or Belgium or Denmark, just depending on where you are in such a massive country. Yeah, and we have 10 minutes left. Catriona, your camera is off. If you could please check that. I know she was puzzling for a while and then it turned off. Catriona, if you can turn your camera on again, that would be good. But we have Wendy, who has about 15 pieces left of the white clouds. So go, go, go. You're doing really
You
well.
can do it, Wendy.
Yeah, Matthias, do you have any other opinions or ideas you have to share about the topic of nationality when it comes to speed puzzling?
Well, I remember one conversation was after or shortly before the registration for last year's Worlds started, that the idea was to have different nationalities and in the top ranks of the puzzlers, because otherwise you could have 10 from the US, 10 from Spain, 10 from Australia, and a couple of Germans in between, and you don't have a big mix of nationalities. That's sometimes how it is in competitions. We see that in other competitions as well. If you want to figure out who is the fastest, then that's maybe the truth that is out there. Yeah. So to me personally, that's fine if you define the goal. What is it you want to do? If you want to call it a world championship and want to crown the fastest puzzler out there, then maybe the top 10 are all from Spain or from one country or two countries. That's just how it is. Looking at other sports, we have a lot of examples. We don't need to invent it from scratch. It is out there. We can combine everything that's out there already. I think we have a lot of examples out there that we can just reuse for our passion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we come up to Wendy. She has her final pieces. Well done, Wendy. In the middle, I'm assuming it's in the middle of the night in the USA. Comes in right in the time limit. Well done, Wendy.
Congrats.
Oh, and also looks like she has a hand injury as well. So well done. So that was 1,000 pieces. Everyone finished 1,000 pieces. So that's an excellent result for our first Twice as Nice competition. Yeah, I'm really glad how that went. And I think, we just have a few more minutes. I know Catriona is still puzzling, but for some reason her camera's not showing. I just have one final question. Matthias, how do you feel that the country rule was handled in 2025 at the World Championship compared to the year before? Because I know you were one of the victims of the 24 rule change because there were so many Germans. Do you feel that it was handled better in 25?
It was better, yes, definitely. Similar to communicating how it is structured and who is going to be affected. If it is communicated clearly up front, then you can deal with it. So it is an improvement, sure. If the goal was still to have more countries represented in further rounds, then I think the goal was achieved. At some point, I believe this is going to stop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, from what I've understood, it seems like it worked out better last year because rather than saying, oh, you qualified, but then actually some people get kind of cut off. So you think you've qualified, but then you get cut off, which you then feel like this loss. It was rather, okay, these people qualified. Oh, and maybe some bonus people come in as well, which just seemed like a more positive or fairer atmosphere. All right. I have to keep it running for another 6 minutes because
maybe another thought on that. If you want to mix in other countries, like when you cut off at a certain time or position, you can just add on additional people. That would be very easy for other ones, and it would be like a positive surprise for people to advance to a next round. So then you don't have confusion everywhere and people like get an additional puzzle the next day as a bonus. So that's like a good way to move in that direction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good. Let's just see if there's any comments in the chat about that. Minika says
just lots of praise for you.
Thank you.
So they agree with Matthias. Okay. Minika says, I compare it to drafts. There's national competitions and open national competitions. Nationals are reached through qualifying or invitations from the association. Open are just free to enter. So in regards to like yeah, if you have like maybe elite puzzlers or based on nationality, but then you have one that's clearly set that you have to qualify for, and then the other competition is just for everyone who's around and who wants to participate. Drafts doesn't have a team event per se. Any team competition would be club teams. Oh, Matthias for president. I'm assuming that's the president of the World Federation, not for. Well, maybe it's president for Germany as well.
Okay, yeah.
Yes,
I'm not into politics. Sorry, sorry guys. If president of Germany, I don't think that's something I would pursue.
Yeah, but no, that's good. I think I think it's just really important to consider the different angles. And like I was saying before, Europe is just so mixed. Like in Europe, nationality does make a difference. If you're a resident, maybe you're allowed to order early as opposed to order the tickets later. That could be the difference between being able to join a competition or not. And then even if you join the competition, it could be the difference between puzzling with the people that you would like to, or puzzling with people that you might have to, who are from your nationality, or if you get a prize. And I think it's just a very multifaceted topic. And yeah, and I just remember just reading your comment, and that just was enlightening to me because yeah, I'm also in a mixed relationship. My husband has a different nationality to me, but he's not puzzling, so I never consider that I'm puzzling with someone from Belgium, but I'm puzzling with people from Germany or from Hungary, and so then there is that topic to think about. Yeah, so just yes, regarding your statistics, I know we talked about your 400 hours. Other than Ravensburger, what was the next most puzzled brand? Do you remember that?
Yeah, the second one was Treffel, and I believe due to the European Championships.
Mm.
So you trained a lot of Treffel there beforehand.
Yeah, we bought a couple of them before to practice the handling with the pieces and to see the images. And then during the competition, you do those, and now afterwards, then you bring the puzzles back home and you do them again and again.
Yeah, and because your wife is also a speed puzzler, who got into speed puzzling first?
That was me. Every year, I try to do something out of my comfort zone, something totally new. And that was the first time I entered for the World Championships in 2024. I saw one of Karen's videos, as many people did, and I thought, oh, that's something fun. I used to puzzle when I was a kid. I did not puzzle for many, many years. And then I just signed up for the event and started puzzling a little bit, not really preparing for a competition, just enjoying the surroundings, the people, everything attached to it. And then it stuck ever since. So yeah, public service announcement, speed puzzling is addictive and fun. Yeah.
For all of those who are listening but may not have known that already, speed puzzling is fun and addictive. So you heard it from Matthias.
Be careful when you buy the first puzzles. It will never end. Yeah, you need more and more shelf space. It's really a big thing. Yeah, to take care of.
Yeah. Yes, it's addictive, but it's also great that you have a hobby that you can share with your wife. And that is 3.5 hours is up. And at least from the people who were on screen, everybody finished within the time limit, which I think is a fantastic result for our first Twice as Nice. It sounds like people would like this again, so I'm going to try and fit it into the schedule when there's another opportunity. And if Catriona can still hear me in the background, then you can add your counted up pieces into the timer app, and I will just leave that open for a bit. But in terms of the live stream, I can say thanks very much to Catherine and to Misha for co-hosting. It definitely gives me a break that I can focus a lot, and it was very intense because we had almost 100 people puzzling. We had a lot going on. And Fruji, how about you?
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, Fruji. Hi.
Yes, and yeah, thanks Matthias for, of course, participating and also chatting with us at the end, and to everyone who's still there in the comments. Yeah, following on the live stream, and we look forward to seeing you next. I think the next EJJ is probably Thursday. It will be an unreleased puzzle with the sub 50 club, and the others, the Flex group, will be doing it the day before. But we're very excited about that. It's a puzzle designed by an EJJ participant. I think people are gonna love it. So yeah, I'll say goodbye and have a good time, good rest of your Sunday.
Bye.